High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area high school athletics.
No matter what your goals are, competing at the next level, participating in a local 5K, or leading your team to state, the Sports Medicine Center at Children's Mercy is here to provide comprehensive 360-degree care for student athletes. Performance training, injury prevention, rehab services, nutrition, mental wellness, surgery, and more. It's not just about the next goal or the one after that. It's about supporting a lifetime of sport and helping every student athlete play healthy.
Good evening, welcome in, folks, to 810varsity.com, and welcome to the campus of Rockhurst High School for week number 2 of Missouri State High School football. Severino Field at Dasta Memorial Stadium is where you're looking tonight. Tonight, the Park Hill Trojans travel south of the river to tiptoe along state line and take on the number 8 ranked Rockhurst Hawklets. These two teams have matched up in the postseason twice over the past 5 years, each winning once, but those days seem like ancient history as both programs have turned over their longtime head coaches and both are looking to establish their programs once again as the best in the state. Andy Sims, longtime coach of Blue Valley North, takes over for an embattled Josh Hood and takes over a program that had made deep runs throughout the past decade. They weren't able to overtake Lee Summit West last week, however, dropping their opener 31-7. And with a 1-year head start, Rockhurst head coach Kelly Donahill is replacing and building his own program. The Hawklets had their season cut short due to COVID last year, but they also dropped a heartbreaking opener last week to number 1 ranked Raymore Peculiar 20-14, but they looked good doing it. No matter who's at the wheel here at Rockhurst, you can count on the Rock to be making noise at the end of the season. They'll open their home schedule tonight, looking for their first win of the year. Tonight, 2 teams looking for win number 1 early on in this season. 2 teams both looking to make deep runs towards a state title. Live from Rockhurst High School, Park Hill at the Rock, coming up on 810varsity.com. My name is Chris Kamler, alongside Sean Brewer and the Sherpa, Dave Smith, running all the cables. He brought every cable known to man tonight to get this broadcast on the air for you. Sean, we were talking prior to the game, but I'll tell you what, these 2 teams are both now in the same postseason division or postseason district, but Rockhurst's schedule, my goodness, you couldn't put together a tougher strength of schedule than the Rock has so far, and they opened up, obviously, with a very close loss to the number 1 team in the city.
Indeed, they did, Chris. Thanks for that. You know, you look at the schedule, as you said, for Rockhurst, and You know, as our Sherpa once told us, in order to be the best, you must first beat the best, and that's exactly what they're trying to do here at Rockhurst. You know, this is going to be a hard-fought game here tonight, and they turn around and make a trip all the way down to Bentonville, Arkansas next week. They have Bishop Miege over in Shawnee Mission later in the month. They've got DeSmet Jesuit. They're going to go down to St. Louis, and you know they're going to finish up with Christian Brothers in Blue Springs. And you know, as you look at that, if they can come out of there even 500, that's got to be considered a success. But of course, as you know, we're here at the Rock, and anything less than championship football is going to be a disappointment. But it's going to be fun to watch this season.
Rockhurst won the toss, and they defer to the second half, so we'll get to see Park Hill and their junior quarterback, Kedrick Bell. The big key for Park Hill is limiting mistakes. Bell threw for 3 interceptions last week, and obviously the longer they can stay on the field, the better off of a chance they're going to have. They gave up a lot of points last week. For Rockhurst, we'll get to see that tenacious defensive line, this huge defenders with Willis and Drowan and Thorpe on the 3-4. They had as good of a first half of football against Ray Peck last week as I've seen. They held them to no points. Then it started to kind of crumble around them as they had some problems, gave up the 2 touchdowns and then obviously the interception late. So we will get to kickoff here in just a moment or two here on A10Varsity.com. We are proud to partner with Rockhurst High School the rest of the year. All of Rockhurst's home games will be right here on A10Varsity.com. So sit back, relax. It's a beautiful night. 85 degrees and a little bit swampy, I'd say.
Swamp-like.
Swamp-like. There is absolutely no wind. The flag in the end zone stands limp, and we are ready for some Week 2 football. 2 0-1 teams looking to get in the win column here.
You know, Chris, you made a good point earlier about Park Hill and trying to limit their mistakes. You know, if you look at the stat line from the game last week, they outgained a very salty Leesama West team by almost 100 yards, but certainly those 3 turnovers is what makes them unwon.
Kyle Bush kicks it off. They'll be taken at the 14-yard line. It looks like that's Hall. Hall out to the far side, and he'll be pushed out of bounds around the 30, I call it the 34-yard line, and that's where Park Hill will get to work. Their quarterback we mentioned, Kedrick Bell. Their tailback is going to be James Noel. He had a good week last week, rushed for 80 yards. You're going to see a little bit of everything from this offense, primarily a running offense, but when Bell can get the ball in the air, they can go for some yards. Bell from the shotgun. Noel to his left, 3 wide receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Man at the top of your screen is Braden McClure.
Walker showed a 3-man front. Let's see what they're going to do with those linebackers.
Pass out to the flat. That is Max Fillion. And he is brought down quickly.
That's Ethan Hansen.
By Hansen.
Hansen, one of the many two-way players for the Hawklets.
Yeah, the Hawklets have a bunch, including, I'll find his name here in a second, but they've got a bunch of guys that are going to be on both sides of the ball. Now, similar style. 3 wide receivers to the right. Another pass out to the flat. Make sure that wasn't a lateral. That's incomplete. Intended for P.J. Caldwell.
If that ball had a little more real estate out there, yeah, I got to think that they would have called that a lateral. I'm interested to see where they're going to spot. Well, it won't be because that's where the ball would have gone out, so incomplete pass.
Gavin O'Boyle was one of the two-way players I was talking about. He's your Rockhurst cornerback up at the top of your screen, along with Daley Steinhauser, both seniors. And now it is 3rd and about 5, as in the backfield, Bell and Noel. Now Noel will just go ahead and line up as a receiver. 3 wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. Now Bell running for his life. He'll run on or throw on the run. Gets to Fillion at the sticks, just past the sticks. So a first down, a gain of 6 for Fillion. And there's your first down of the afternoon for Park Hill. Move the chains, get a new set of downs, and they are in a hurry-up offense.
Big Jaden Williams, a 6'3", 230 senior, almost got to the quarterback that last play, just about a half a step too late for the Hawklets.
Bell very mobile in the pocket. He's going to hand off there to Noel. Noel jukes to his right. Gets some good yards after first touch. That'll be a gain of about 6, and we'll call it second and maybe 4 across midfield at the Rockhurst 49.
Of course, Noel has an older brother that's now playing, I believe, at Iowa State. Standout for Park Hill. Graduated last year. Taking his talents to the Big 12.
Noel again, stutter steps through the line at the sticks. That's good for a first down. Call it a gain of 5. As that's some nice downhill running by Noel. And it is 1st and 10 again. Second first down of the series. A good first series so far for the Trojans. Play action. 3-step drop. Across the middle. He's got a man open at the 10. 5. Touchdown. Touchdown Park Hill.
Jake Powell.
Jake Powell, who had 4 catches last week, pulls one in for 49 yards. 49-yard touchdown pass from Bell to Powell.
And that was an absolute mismatch on coverage right there. Powell in his big 6'5" frame out of the tight end position is able to stretch the field. And that was a beautifully thrown ball as well, Chris, and able to bring it in and put 6 up for those for the Trojans.
Robertson on to attempt the extra point. High snap. Kick is up. Kick is good. And we are at 7-0 already. Let's step away here for 30 seconds. You're watching A10varsity.com. Park Hill up 7-0 over Rockhurst.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area high school athletics.
Back inside Severino Field, and right now you've got a hushed Rockhurst crowd as they are looking at 7 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. It's 7-0 Park Hill after an opening drive by the Trojans where they just went right down the heart of the field, capped off by a 49-yard touchdown pass from Kedrick Bell to Jake Powell.
And Coach Andy Sims for Park Hill, I don't know that he could have hoped for anything better than this kind of a fast start. Well, we've seen that over the years from his teams over in Kansas, Blue Valley North.
Taken by the up man. Looks like that's Gavin O'Boyle. So he's a 3-way player. He's the cornerback. He's a wide receiver. He's also the up man on special teams. We'll get a first chance to look at the Rockhurst offense. And obviously that is going to be Luke Bailey at quarterback and Joe Leggio. And the plays I saw from them last week, they did a little bit of everything, but a lot of play action, a lot of misdirection, a lot of rolling to the right, a lot of moving around in the backfield. So you got to have your head on a swivel if you're the defense here for Park Hill.
Luke Bailey, surprisingly extremely mobile. He's quite a shifty quarterback. Look for a little razzle-dazzle throughout the day.
And that's about as easy as you can get it for a one-play first down. Connection to O'Boyle. So O'Boyle has touched the ball in 2 consecutive plays now, as he was the return man, and now he's got a 12-yard catch. 1st and 10 from the Trojan 49-yard line. Now from the power I, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left side. It's going to be a rollout to the right. Throws well on his right side, but what a whack by Park Hill, by Bushman. Completed catch, but man, he made him pay, as that is a 3-yard completion.
And how about Teague Wachter, the junior defensive back, putting pressure on Bailey. In fact, gave him a little bit of a love tap there at the end of the play, but just enough pressure to make kind of an errant pass by the senior signal caller.
These 2 teams don't have a long storied history, but the couple of times that they have met, it's been in the postseason, and they have played really, really good games. 16 and 17 both they played in the postseason. There's a quarterback keeper by Bailey, and that is a 14-yard run and a first down. Call it a 10-yard run, a first down, and they'll be at the Park Hill 35. So right down the heart after responding to that Park Hill touchdown.
You almost saw a little spider 2Y banana coming out of the backfield there. Joe Leggio, the fullback, 245. The senior lined up in the slot on that last play. Be interesting to see what they're going to do with him the rest of the game.
You've got Leggio, and then behind Leggio you've got Cook, and Cook will take it as the tailback in that power I, and that's back-to-back first down. So they are really moving the ball very well against this defense. Both teams last week had a hard time with penalties. They both made a lot of mistakes, a lot of as you would expect in an opening week, but a lot of false starts, a lot of encroachments. So far, this has been a very, very clean first half. 8:09 left to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Park Hill, but Rockhurst starting to knock on the door. Leggio to the left, Bailey. We'll hand off to Leggio. Leggio is hit once, and then he barrels forward for 9. So a gain of 9 for the 6'1", 245-pound senior Joe Leggio.
Coach Donahue knows that they can run on this Park Hill defense, and you saw a great pull by the right guard on that play, and a little bit of a delay in misdirection there, handoff. Very creative play calling so far here early in the contest.
Leggio almost has his entire rushing output from last week. He only had 22 yards, but did have a touchdown. Fade to the corner, he's going to overthrow it, intended for Isaac Cook. And Cook has been one of his primary receivers so far this year. And they run a little fade route, try to get 6 up on the board. It'll be 3rd and short, so they've got a lot of plays available. This will very likely be 4-down territory anyway, so close to the first down. So
you got to hand it to the front 3 for Park Hill. They're getting manhandled there, but they're still managing to get off their blocks and get through to the backfield. And there's a nice run there by Cook.
Isaac Cook. Good enough for a first down, so it'll be 1st and goal now at the 5-yard line. So knocking on the door is Rockhurst, trying to respond to that opening drive touchdown by Park Hill.
Isaac Cook, as you said, Chris, standout from the first game for the Hawklets. Last week, also a standout at the recent A-10 Varsity Combine. He was one of the top performers, in all positions. It'll be fun to watch him.
Handoff. Cook again to the right side and for a touchdown. Isaac Cook.
They made that one look pretty darn easy, Chris.
That was pretty nice. His first touchdown of the year, his 7th in the past 2, and we are one PAT away from an even ball game right here. 6:47 on the 5-yard touchdown run by Isaac Cook.
Chris, if you would have told me we'd have this many points this early in the contest, I would have thought you're a little bit crazy. Now I still do, but that's a whole other issue.
Other bag of worms. Kick is up and good by Kyle Bush, and we are tied at 7. Let's step away here for a moment on 810varsity.com. 7-7 Park Hill and Rockhurst.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Back inside Severino Field here at Rockhurst High School. Chris Kamler, Sean Brewer, Dave Smith, the lamp maker, all here. Right off a state line. He brought us sandwiches and sodas.
He's got a spool of cable down in his car you probably didn't see coming in.
Holy cow, man. He's got more cable than anybody. Cable guy.
The cable
7-7, just how you drew it up at home, folks. We got ourselves a ball game. We'll have a kickoff by Kyle Bush. Back to return for Park Hill will be Hall and Bushman.
Park Hill had a nice return on that first kickoff that set them up nicely for their first drive and eventual touchdown. Let's see if they can do the same thing here for their second drive.
6:47 left to go in the first quarter. Long, deep kick. Going to be taken at the 1, fumbled, and then picked up. That'll be taken by...
He's got some jets.
Got some room on the right side.
Going to give them great field position here to start their second drive.
Well, on the return, that's a good return, and it's going to be pushed out around midfield, about the 43-yard line. And Park Hill with a short field again. Be 1st and 10. Kedrick Bell and James Noel in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the right. It's Caldwell and Bell on the right side. Fillion and McClure on the left side.
It's like Jaden Willis now lining up on the left side there. They're going to run away from him. Good
Noel idea. Brought down after a short gain of 1. And I would think that both defenses are getting a little bit of an earful after giving up opening series scores.
Kendrick Bell so far, Chris, 3 of 4 for 55 yards and that nice touchdown on their first drive.
Seven on the play clock, under 6 to play in the first quarter. Hand off to Noel again across the 45. Tripped up and down at the 47-yard line. That'll make it 3rd and about 5. 5:45 to play in the first quarter. Still no huddle. Park Hill has traditionally used a signals-based system, so they can go no huddle pretty easily. That's been a staple of theirs. Noel, a little stutter step to the left side. And he is past the sticks and down at the 41-yard line of Rockhurst. What a nice, what a nice little run by Noel.
About 3 of the Hawkland defenders got one of their paws, or I guess it would be a talon.
Talon, sure, I got you. I see what you're saying.
But couldn't quite bring him down. Very elusive runner. So Park Hill might have had a little confusion there. Under pressure.
Under pressure in the backfield. Now rolling to the left side. He's just going to throw it into the ground. They're going to call a flag. He was out of the pocket, but there should have been a receiver close. They're going to probably pick that one up. I would guess. And it'll be 2nd and 10. We'll see if it's a loss of down. I think they're going to pick that flag up. An eligible man downfield for Park Hill. So one of the linemen must have tried to get out in front of his quarterback. And as the Rockhurst student section is so adequately telling us, you can't do that. That's not allowed in high school sports. So it'll be a 10-yard penalty. It'll be 2nd and forever.
Corby John already with 3 solo tackles on the evening for Park Hill. He's on his way to a pretty big game.
A 5-yard penalty, so call it 1st and 15. We're going to do it over again. Man in motion is PJ Caldwell. He moves over to the right side where you've now got trips. Now rolling to his left, Kedrick Bell. Bell pushed out of bounds. Gain of about 4, maybe at the original line of scrimmage. That'll make it 2nd and maybe 11, as Kedrick Bell has now tried to roll out a couple of different times.
Number 10 right there for the Hawklets. Covered a lot of real estate to push him out of bounds.
Harry Thorpe is who that is, sir.
Mr. Thorpe.
Mr. Thorpe. Still with the 3-4 off or defense. Roll out to the right, to the flat. Caldwell with it. He's down just past the 1st yard. No, he's going to be just short. So a gain of 10. He needed 11. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 32. Again, Park Hill going no huddle, and I think that's got to be affecting the Rockhurst defense staying organized and allowing couple of gashing plays. I mean, these 10-yard, 7, 8, 10-yard plays are starting to add up.
Rockhurst showing blitz. Kind of got to wonder if they're going to bring in another
7-yard front, right, or 7-man front right now. 6-man front. They're bringing the house. 3rd and 1.
Let's see what they do here.
Quick pass. Caldwell jukes the guy and gets a couple of more yards, and it's a 1st down and more. He'll be down at the 23-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10.
Chris, they left him uncovered, letting a safety have to come up and make that play, but he was a good 10 yards off the ball, and certainly in a short yardage play like that, they didn't need a lot. Kind of surprised to see him playing a little bit soft.
We saw just a little bit of everything from Park Hill last week, and they are really mixing it up. Mixing it up nice. I think Rockhurst was maybe guess and run, and they got burnt on that one. 1st and 10.
They're going to go right back to that same play.
2 seconds on the play clock. He's able to get it off. Bell rolls to his right. Going to throw the fade in the corner. And intercepted, but a flag is down. A flag is down after the interception. This one's coming back. That's going to be pass interference on Rockhurst. And the interception will not stand.
Looks like that was Jordan Campbell that came down with it. Could have that been Gavin O'Boyle? No, I do believe it was Jordan Campbell, Chris.
Campbell got it. There was a lot of contact in the corner there. And I don't think the defender got his head turned around. I think that's what drew the flag. Pass interference on the defense. So that's going to negate the interception. This happened to Rockhurst about the same time of the game against Ray Peck last week, that they had a big interception turned around, and it probably didn't factor in the end of the game. I mean, they did lose by 1 score, but it was certainly something that was deflating in the first half for Rockhurst. So now it's 1st and 10 from the 12. Noel to Bell's right. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left.
Trying to get on the hard count
7
there.
on the play clock. Bell does have a good hard count. Going to throw it out to Noel. And a nice tackle. Short gain.
And they're trying the Rockhurst is trying to get more pressure on the quarterback. Now they're lining up with a 4-man front, but they're also crashing in a linebacker from each end. But the elusive Kendrick Bell able to get away. I think he's probably our leading rusher tonight. Just running to get away from the defensive lineman.
2nd and 9. 8 seconds on the play clock, 2:45 in the first quarter. Mix up in the backfield. Now Kendrick will just slide down back at the line of scrimmage. They'll make it 3rd and 9.
And Chris, that was a smart play by the quarterback. That is a play that some younger quarterbacks will try to make something out of and maybe kind of turned around and sprinted to the other side.
You know what? I'll live to fight another day. You don't want to get a fumble down here or anything else.
Bell, only a junior.
Student section now starting to make some noise. It's 3rd and 10 as they'll say he lost a yard on that play. Bell, 2-step drop. Now he'll run forward, and he is absolutely swallowed up by Rockhurst.
Jared Smith coming in.
Looks like Smith was able to read that very well. And that's going to be a loss of 3. And so the kicking team now will come on the field. And high school kickers, well, you just got to kind of tiptoe through this. This is going to be a 31-yard field goal attempt by Robertson.
He was hitting him from 40 in pregame.
31 yards. Kick is up, and it's good. Kick by Robertson, a 31-yard kick is good, and that's going to make it a 10-7 ball game. 10-7 Park Hill over Rockhurst. Let's step away for a minute. We'll be right back here on 810varsity.com.
No matter what your goals are, competing at the next level, participating in a local 5K, or leading your team to state, the Sports Medicine Center at Children's Mercy is here to provide comprehensive 360-degree care for student athletes. Performance training, injury prevention, rehab services, nutrition, mental wellness, surgery, and more. It's not just about the next goal or the one after that. It's about supporting a lifetime of sport and helping every student athlete play healthy.
Ten to 7, 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This has been a great first part of the ball game so far. And it is taken at the 15-yard line. Ball might be out.
Park Hill thinks they have
Park Hill thinks they have it, and they do. A fumble on the kick return. And Park Hill will take over with outstanding field position. And right now, you're -2 on turnovers because you had the interception that got called back by the penalty. Now you've had the fumble on the kickoff return. And Rockhurst is in some trouble right here as they are going to see Park Hill get their third drive started from the 23-yard line.
Each one of the first 2 drives by Park Hill have turned into points. A chance now potentially to go up 10 against this Rockhurst team on their own field. They're going to go back now. It looks like they're going to put somebody over on number 12 there this time, P.J. Caldwell.
Yeah, that's Caldwell. He'll be in motion. Now we're going to have a timeout, and Park Hill's going to talk about it. That's the problem with your hurry-up offense is that they've got to really have it down. And by week 2, you may have like 80% of it, 90% of it, but they're going to call a timeout and think about it. This is a critical drive. You're at Rockhurst, and you've got them down 10-7 in the first quarter. You've got to come away with points in this drive.
And I'm kind of curious what the defensive coordinator for Rockhurst is going to kind of dial up here. They're getting pressure into the backfield, but Kendrick Bell is just one of the elusive. I mean, he's a greasy quarterback, and he can't. He's not been able to be brought down so far. So I'm are they going to play more of a safe, kind of a less pressure defense and try to lock him out on the corners? We'll have to see. But certainly credit to the offensive game plan by the Trojans here today.
1:16 left to play in the first quarter.
Kendrick Bell so far 6 of 7 for 75 yards.
10-7 your score. Park Hill with a field goal and a touchdown on their first 2 drives, and now this is drive number 3 after a fumble on a kickoff return. 3-step drop, in pressure across the middle. He's got Caldwell and he drops it. What a throw by Bell. But Caldwell, under pressure, under duress, was unable to pull that one in. That was a nice little route by Caldwell, coming from the right side and then juking in. And Bell was under pressure as well, so they played it about as well as they could. They just didn't come away with it. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line.
They're doing a great job of putting Caldwell in motion. I think that's kind of confusing the safeties a little bit.
Yeah, somebody's got to come up figure out what's going on with him, and he's getting around. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Caldwell at the top of your screen. Going to hand it off to Noel, and Noel is not going to get very far. He will get maybe 1.5 yards, and it'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and probably 9, we'll call it.
And Parker Williams was sitting right there from his defensive end position, all 6'3", 220 of him, just waiting to swallow up that run.
Noel had 17 carries last week for 80 yards, and he's about on pace for the same. He's getting some hard yards when he gets the ball. Pass.
And they finally got him.
And he's swapped. Absolutely swallowed up in the backfield.
Connor Sexton in there.
Connor Sexton, and you've got, saw a 97.
Could have been.
We're going to call it Jaden Willis. Yeah, it was Sexton and Willis both coming through the middle and able to get that one down. So it's going to be 4th down. They're going to have to go for it. They're in no man's land. Now, you've also got Bell, who is your punter. So he could very easily try to coffin kick this one into the end zone. They're going to call another timeout. Or no, that's the end of the first quarter. That's the end of the first quarter. Let's go ahead and take a quick timeout. You're watching 810varsity.com. Park Hill 10, Rockhurst 7. We'll be right back here on 810 Varsity.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area high school athletics.
Back inside Severino Field, second quarter. Just as you guys all figured it would be, Park Hill leading 10-7 over Rockhurst. Week number 2 of the Missouri State High School football season. Rockhurst. Park Hill on a 4th down, and this will likely be a coffin kick by Bell. They're going to try to go for it. It's 4th and 20. You don't expect them to maybe try to go for it, although they're at the 33. So 6 1/2 dozen the other, but Bell does go ahead and step back, and he'll try to coffin kick this one into the corner. Pooches it, and it looks like it's going to be, it's not a great kick. It's probably going to be out about the, they gave him a good spot. 14 at the 14. It's a really good spot there. So Rockhurst will have a long field. They'll start at their own 14 and credit their defense. You know, we mentioned that Park Hill really needed to come away with some points on the road, up 3. and they didn't. So now their defense is going to have to turn around and make sure they continue that statement that they had in the first quarter.
When Rockhurst had the ball in their last possession, of course, they had the turnover, but they were doing a great job of driving right up the field again. It's only their third time now that they've been on offense.
Bailey and Leggio on the handoff. Going to hit the pile and fall forward for about a yard, maybe a half a yard. Correction, that was Aiden Flood. That was Flood's first carry.
But that
Flood in for Leggio.
I mean, I can't help but kind of watch what they're doing with Leggio. They're putting him in. Yeah, he's lining up as fullback. Now he's going to be in the slot, kind of a tight end. And he's not a diminutive or a small
they're
player.
using him ever. He's 6'1", 245. I mean, you're going to know where he is on the field. High throw and unable to pull it in. O'Boyle is unable to pull it in. So it'll be 3rd and 9.
Lauren White coming up to greet him and break up that pass.
You've got 2 state title head coaches that are both trying to build out these programs, and these guys are throwing some offensive formations at these defenses. This is fun. This is not your normal, 3 yards in a cloud and dust type football game. This is some good stuff.
Trojan showing blitz, but we got single man coverage with Isaac Cook on the far side.
Right up the middle and first to contact. Looks like that was Corby John. And that was a good hold. So it'll be 4th down. They're going to have to send the punt team out. So exactly what Park Hill needed is what they got, a 3-and-out out of Rockhurst. And Park Hill will again, for their 4th series, will have great field possession, standing at about the 50-yard line, expecting the punt. Luke Bailey back to kick. And delay of game.
Chris, on that last series, at least we know on 2nd and 3rd down, they had Isaac Cook lined up on the far side, 1-on-1 with his defender, and you got to think that a receiver the size of Isaac Cook has an opportunity to make some pretty big plays, but the pressure by Park Hill didn't allow Luke Bailey to see him open.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam Hall stands now at the 43 after the delay of game. Low snap. Going to be tough to get it off. He does. Hall takes it at the 39. Jukes to his right. Gets a block down at the 25-yard line. So a nice return by Hall. And Park Hill, for the 2nd series in a row, will take over from inside the 30.
I know we're at 10 minutes left in the second, but you almost got to say they're already in field goal range with the leg that we've seen so far out
Absolutely.
of the Park Hill kicker.
You do a lot of these games, Sean, and I do too, and you take these high school kickers for granted, but when you have one, and there is some laundry out on the field, I think it's going to be a hold maybe on the return. So that's going to back them up a little bit. Take them right out of Sean Brewer's narrative of being in field goal range. See how that happens?
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Way to go, bud.
Appreciate that.
Way to go, fellas. They'll take over at the 39-yard line.
Kendrick Bell, 6 of 8 for 75 yards and the touchdown earlier to Jake Powell on a beautiful route. It was kind of a post route right across the middle.
49-yarder to start the scoring, and then a 31-yard field goal by Robertson. And Bob's your uncle. You got a 10-7 ball game, 10-11 to go in the first half. Bell and Noel in the backfield. And we get the whistle to start play.
4-man front by Rockhurst.
It's the first time we've seen that formation from them on defense. Trying to combat Caldwell maybe a little bit. Across the middle, he has Powell. Powell's good for about 8, so it's going to make it 2nd and 2. Powell was the receiver of their touchdown pass. Again, no huddle. Right back at it. Right back at it to Powell again. If it worked once, it'll work twice. 2 pass completions and a first down.
Chris, it's the best way to beat a rush like that. Get rid of the ball in a hurry.
Now they go back to a 3-man front on defense.
It's like they need that safety valve of that linebacker that they brought up before.
Now they'll attack it with the run, the handoff to Noel. Noel gets 8. So this is just a chess match of anything you can do, I'll do this other thing. And, boy, they are really just parrying across from each other, and I really think that hurry-up offense is disrupting the defense of Rockhurst. Trying to stay organized. 2nd and 2, there's the hard count again from Bell, trying to get that false start. And we've got a whistle. Are we out of time, maybe?
A little bit of laundry on the far side there, around the
you
26.
don't see a lot of hurry-up offenses with delays of game. Yep, they'll call it a false start. Bell juked his own offensive line, and they'll back it up 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd and about 7. 9:06 left to play in the first half. Didn't see on the replay who he was. Yeah, the wide receiver. Looked like Bell might have moved over on the left side, top of your screen. 2nd and 7. Now Kedrick is going to call out a defender. Bell and Noel in the backfield.
4 receivers kind of expect.
Going to hand it off to Noel, who's going to take on the pile and drive it forward for 2, so it'll be 3rd and 5.
I kind of get the sense that maybe they're setting him up again for one of those rub routes. You got 4 wide outs, trying to suck him in with that last run play. Let's see what they do on the outside. Maybe look at Caldwell again.
Caldwell or Powell. You've got McClure and Fillion at the bottom of your screen. Caldwell and Bell at the top of your screen. Correction, Powell is at the bottom of your screen. He's sitting at the tight end position.
Coach Sims not happy with something
and
there.
Another timeout. So that's going to be their second timeout used, and it'll be 8:18. Let's go ahead and take it with them. We'll step aside for 30 here on A10varsity.com, 10 to 7, Park Hill.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit Area High School Athletics.
Third and 5, Park Hill trying to get points again after having good field position for the second drive in a row. They are up 10 to 7. 8:18 left to go in the second quarter in what is setting up to be an outstanding Week 2 game between these two district rivals. I guess we can call them district rivals because they're in the same district now. 2-step drop, now rolling to his left. He's going to tuck it and run, take on 2 defenders. It's going to be stood up and dropped just short of the first down marker. Great defense by the corners there.
You got to think that they're going to leave the offense on the field on this one.
Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%. 4th and 2. You've got the whole playbook at your disposal. I wouldn't even be surprised if they tried to go for the end zone here. It wouldn't shock me at all.
The defensive backs here, Chris, for Rockhurst are playing at least 5 yards off the ball every play. You kind of got to wonder if maybe they can jam them a little bit at the line of scrimmage to give that defensive line just a little more time.
Handoff inside. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. That 4-man front, which they went back to, was stuffed by Eccles, and Eccles is able to put down Noel, and it's going to be a turnover on down. So 2 times Park Hill had it inside the 30, and 2 times they were unable to come away with points, and you cannot. This is Severino Field. You can't just leave points on the field like that if you're Park Hill. That's going to come back to bite you. I think they're going to take a hydration break, and maybe we will too. Let's step aside for 30. And it's 10-7 Park Hill. When we come back, Rockhurst will have their 4th drive.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
$7:27 left to go in the first half. Rockhurst will have their opportunity. Luke Bailey, the quarterback, 2 of 4 so far for 16 yards. Isaac Cook, 3 carries for 26 yards and a touchdown so far for Rockhurst, and then Gavin O'Boyle's got 13 yards as well with 1 ball. O'Boyle now has 2 catches. That is going to be about a 7-yard gain maybe. So a good start for the Rockhurst offense as they head back out on the field.
Now Park Hill on that last play brought over a safety to help cover number 11, Isaac Cook. And I'm going to kind of think they're going to start to put a little more pressure on him because he's just had one-on-one coverage. Unfortunately, for Rockhurst, Bailey hasn't been able to find him yet, but look for a little bit more of that.
Now back in that power I under center. Toss. There's that to Cook. Cook scrambles out to the left side, gets maybe 3 yards. He's going to be just shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. But that is your power I toss. And this is a big 3rd down here with 6:25 left to go. They were 3 and out their last drive. And Park Hill going to try that 4-man front. And another power I. Handoff. Cook right up the middle, and he's across the first down, across the 40. He's down right at the 40-yard line. It's a first down for Rockhurst. Be 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line.
Isaac Cook, only 6'2", 190, but that young man's playing like he's about, 6'7", 305, and a 4'2", 40. Absolutely oozes athleticism.
Well, I don't know how you get that out of this carpet, but we'll try to get and figure that one out. But yeah, he absolutely on those last 2 plays, that was all downhill running right there. Now they're going to go to a shotgun. Leggio to his right.
Like that formation. Oh, they had him on the outside.
Pass incomplete.
Miles Carson, I think he started a run before he caught that. Saw a little daylight in front of him. Well, or nightlight. Speaking of the lights in the sky, Chris, looks like that front might be moving in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're expecting some weather. It was 86 degrees at game time. It's now down to 81. But still, the wind's starting to pick up a little bit.
There's plenty of hot air around here right now.
There's a lot of hot air in this booth. That's no doubt at all. Quarterback keeper.
Nice.
He's got a little bit of room to run. Takes on 2 defenders. And that's a nice 7-yard gain by Bailey. Bailey continues to have some good rushing stats. That'll be his 3rd carry. Looks like he's at about 20 yards. Isaac Cook, leading rusher for Rockhurst, 5 carries, 37 yards.
What a great play call right there to keep the defensive honest. Just running it right up the gut, so they're going to have to respect the run from the quarterback. Now let's see if they take advantage of that and maybe try to look to Cook on the near side here.
From that power I formation again, 4-man front from Park Hill. Toss. to Cook. Cook, it's an 11-on-11 crime as he'll take on Teague Watcher. They bang into each other right close to the first down. It's going to be short, 4th and inches from the 50. And this is a no-brainer as they're going to stay on the field. Big 4th down call here. They were 0 for 1 on 4th down last week, at least in the first half, was Rockhurst. And this is a huge 4th down call. They're stacking the box, power through, and they're going to ball out. Ball is out. It's going to be a turnover no matter what, as that's going to be a turnover on downs. Rockhurst recovers the ball, but it's going to be a turnover on downs, and Park Hill, for the second series in a row, makes a hard stand against Rockhurst.
Chris, you talked about it in the pregame. You talk about turnovers and the big momentum switches, and we're seeing that here definitely in the second quarter. But Isaac Cook had the yardage. He had the first down. But one of the Park Hill defenders came in, and just like Peanut Tillman did back in the days for the Bears, just punched that right out.
The stat sheet is going to say -1, but it's really -3 because they had the interception turned over by the pass interference. They had the fumble on the kick return, and then they had this 4th down fumble, not fumble, but it was really a turnover on down. So it's really -3 on the sheet. Now a pass out to the flat here on the near side. Pass complete to Powell, Jake Powell. And that is a gain of about 6. Powell, that's his 4th catch he's got about 65 yards and a touchdown tonight.
And Powell's got a heck of a mismatch, a size mismatch here on the near side. And he's
he's about 3 inches taller.
And every time they've gone to him, I don't think he's dropped a pass that's been thrown his way. He just takes a couple of steps right in front of that defensive back, and he's got 5 or 6 yards. Now they're going to send him long.
Now they're going to go long, and they're going to take him on again. That's going to draw a no flag.
Incidental.
Good coverage.
Boy, I think you're right, Chris. I expected the flag to come out there, too.
Those guys really were just running with each other, and I think that's a good no call because that's really what was going on is neither of them really turned around for the ball. They just both started heading for the pylon. So 3rd and 4, and right now both offenses have kind of gone cold. First team to score is probably going to have the advantage heading into halftime. 10-7 your score, under 4 to play in the first half.
Big 3rd down play right here. A little breakdown there.
Yeah, I think that was a play action that didn't play action, and that's going to be a big sack.
Jaden Willis again, 6'3", 230 senior.
Huge sack there. That's going to make it 4th and a mile. 3:36, clock continues to run. And again, your quarterback's your punter, so they may try to cough and kick this one. And that is what Rockhurst is expecting, although it is 4th and 9. And your defense is playing pretty well. Maybe you try to go for the sticks here.
They sent Isaac Cook back, but now he's going to come up and kind of play
Cook doesn't know really what to do.
Safety.
Whistle timeout, Park Hill. I think they were going to run for it. I think they were going to pass for it, but they were going to definitely go for it. So
they had one-on-one here on the near side. Good pitch and catch. Could have got that done.
So let's reset things here for you. 3:09 left to play in the first half. Both teams scored in the first part of the first quarter. Park Hill scored on their first 2 drives, and Rockhurst scored on their first drive. And since then, it has been a chess match of offensive formations, defensive pairing, and it has been a really, really good football game so far. Sean, I think this is a lot more football than I think you and I both thought we were coming to today.
You were telling me all day it's probably going to be a 3-0 game, and I said, no, Chris, it's going to be a lot more than that. But really, it's the tale of the turnovers at this point. 2 for Rockhurst, none for Park Hill. Park Hill cleaning things up a little bit. Let's see how they can capitalize.
4th and 9. And he's going to go ahead and try to coffin kick it, and that's a nut. That's going to be out at maybe the 30.
The 7-yard
Did not get a very good spot that time. So what he giveth and you taketh away. So it's going to be at about the 33-yard line. Heck, they might as well just gone for it. It was 10 yards was the big difference. So
you got 3:05 left here in the half. And you got to like your chances with Bailey and Cook. Although the turnover this last drive halted them at about midfield, but they have plenty of time to cover 40. Let's see, what do we have? 47 yards.
Yeah, 3 minutes. You got forever. And we will see another drive out of Rockhurst. Bailey. O'Boyle on the near side. 2 wide receivers to the right. Tight end. Bailey going to tuck it and run, and he's going to be met by Bushman.
I'm sorry, Chris.
No, I was just going to say it's no gain.
Both times that Bailey has tried to go outside of the tackles, he's been brought down either in the backfield or right at the line of scrimmage.
Now, Rockhurst goes with the hurry up and a quick little pitch and catch out to the far side to Cook. And that's a nice little 6-yard gain. So it'll make it third and about, well, they didn't give him a great spot, 3rd and 6 maybe. Just trying to get some sort of momentum. 2 drives ago, Rockhurst was 3 and out, and then they got stuffed on a 4th down the drive before. So it'll be 3rd and 6 from the 36.
Got to think the Rockhurst at least is going to try to get half of this yardage.
Handoff,
not gonna get it.
Confusion in the backfield, and down goes Flood.
I think there might have been a missed assignment right there on the line. Maybe somebody pulling when they should have pushed.
So 3rd downs have been big for both teams, and they're going to send the kicking team out as Bailey will head out onto the field, and he'll punt away to Park Hill, and Park Hill still got about 2 minutes and change.
See what Sammy Hill can do, or I beg your pardon, Sammy Hall. He's been great in that return position so far today.
He'll stand at the 30-yard line, and he can be dangerous. And a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be roughing the punter, so this may be coming back. It was 4th and 9, so we'll have to see what flavor of roughing the punter it was, whether that's an automatic 1st down or not.
Both sidelines looking for a little direction from the Zebras here. It looks like Rockhurst has their defensive squad out on the field.
Now Bailey's coming back out on.
There he is, yeah.
Well, he's their punter too. So either way, he's going to be on the field. But we'll have to see where they... And also may be a spot foul. So this may still be 4th and change. They may be short.
Here from the cable maker down in the truck, and he's telling us, David Smith, that they're going to have a 1st down out of this.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st down. So a huge penalty, probably the first big mistake that Park Hill has made tonight. And that is going to be on my imaginary turnover chart. That's going to make it back to -2 for Rockhurst, because that was a turnover possession, and now that's going to give Rockhurst the ball back at 1st down at their own 48-yard line.
Gavin O'Boyle, the leading receiver for Rockhurst. Number 7 is out here. And they're 10 yards off the ball, or the defenders on the...
They really are. With 1:48 left to go, that's a lot of time. They are playing really, really deep, or the safeties. And they are going to try to gash them deep. Set up for an interception. That was Hall on coverage, covering O'Boyle. And it was really Hall that was in the power position there. And O'Boyle kind of broke it up. So maybe they knew something we didn't. They were playing deep, and they knew they were trying to gash him.
You almost have to say good defensive play there by O'Boyle.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
1:42, still plenty of time.
2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line. Still playing deep on the corners. Rolling out to the left side. He can run. He can throw from his left. Gets it to Cook. Close to a first down. Very close to a first down. He might be just shy. He will be. He'll be about a half yard short. Make it 3rd and short. 3rd and about a half a yard. Clock continues to run. 1:19 now left to go in the first half. Rockhurst wanting to come away with some points. They'll certainly take a field goal and try to tie it up.
Imagine the 3 timeouts, Chris. They're probably going to use one if this one is complete and stays in bounds.
Roll to the right now, does Bailey. Bailey looks to the right side, and he's hit as he throws to O'Boyle. He was absolutely clocked right after he threw the ball. Tried to get it to O'Boyle and just past the outstretched arms of O'Boyle. That does stop the clock at 1:01. So 61 seconds remaining in the first half.
O'Boyle has some speed, and if he was able to bring that pass in and make a move on the one defender, there was no one else.
Probably had another 15 yards at least.
Absolutely.
4th down, 4th and a half a yard. Power I again. They've been very successful out of this formation today.
Yeah, I'm going right back to Cook.
They're going to give it right to Cook. Cook can gash through the middle, and he'll get across the 40 to the 36-yard line, and there will be a timeout called by Rockhurst. 57 seconds remaining in the first half. That is Rockhurst's first timeout.
Rockhurst, Chris, has covered more ground by handing it off to Cook inside the tackles than they have all of their other plays. Kind of got to wonder if they're not going to try to do that a couple more times here on this drive. But, as they say, you take what the defense gives you.
Absolutely. Very even game so far. Park Hill 122 yards of total offense. Rockhurst about 108. Maybe a few more after that last play. Time of possession, about 4 minutes in favor of Park Hill. Partly because they skipped an entire drive due to a fumble. 2 turnovers so far for Rockhurst. And that's been the name of the game so far. Really only one critical penalty by Park Hill, and that gave Rockhurst this opportunity to drive. 57 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10 from the 37. Pass out to the far side. Had his man Cook was open, just overthrew it. And he really overthrew it because Cook is 6'2", and that was about 6'6".
Chris, that ball took a lot of time to get there. And, Isaac Cook, even with his athletic ability that he has, is probably a good thing that he didn't come down with that because he was about to get lit up. Now with the Trojans, really 5 defensive backs trying to prevent the big chunk of yardage plays.
Rolling to the right.
Nice
Has
block.
a tackler. And he's going to get clocked. Ball fell out. And they're going to call it timeout Rockhurst. So Rockhurst came back up with it. I saw the ball come out as well, but they must have just gone right back into the hands. So second timeout, 41 seconds to go in the half. It'll be 3rd and 10. Rockhurst has got to try to find a way to come away with some points heading into halftime. Sky continues to darken.
But you know what else darkens? It would be the shadow of big number 65. That's Andrew Sprague, 6'7", 260. This young man is only a sophomore, but he's doing yeoman's work there from his tackle position. The young man can run. He was all the way out there on the right hash blocking for his quarterback. And being a man of size myself, I can certainly appreciate him.
Being a man of size myself.
I'm not exactly
That is outstanding. No, there's nothing svelte about anything going on in this box up here. I'll tell you what.
No true
I am not
words.
6'7", though. I would be my ideal weight if I were 9 feet tall. Third down, rolling to the left side. Now going to throw on the run to the 20-yard line marker. Nobody in the area. Looked like he was trying to get to O'Boyle, but O'Boyle zigged when Bailey thought he was going to zag. And so far now, 37 seconds and fourth down. And boy, oh boy, I think you got to try to coffin kick this one and at least pin Park Hill down or throw it up. Yeah, throw it up for grabs and maybe just like an air raid punt.
But you have one timeout left. They're 10 yards away. You've got to imagine the Park Hill's going to play a pretty soft defense, more of a prevent defense, but they're hurrying up to the line of scrimmage.
Offense is out there.
Maybe look to Cook. They want O'Boyle maybe, but
Penetration in the backfield, still rolling, still on his feet. He's tripped up. It's going to be a turnover on downs. I'm not real sure what that was designed to do other than, try to go deep. Everybody run to the fire hydrant and turn around, but there was enough penetration by that Park Hill defense that it forced Bailey out of the pocket, and once that happened, he was in some trouble. So it'll be a turnover. 27 seconds left, and you've certainly got plenty of time. No timeouts, though. A light rain starts to fall. This is a very, very thin line of showers. I don't believe it should interrupt play, but it has started to rain. My guess is that it should be done about the time halftime's over, but that's my Doppler talking, and we don't really talk to my Doppler during the game. So 27 seconds remaining in the first half. Park Hill going to take a few shots at the end zone, I think. Bell in the backfield. Noel to his right. Bell looking right. He'll tuck it and run, take a few yards. He'll take 5 or 6, and he'll get out of bounds. Smart play by the junior there. Stops the clock with 20 seconds, absolutely. That was an 8-yard gain, too.
A number of very heads-up plays by the junior signal caller. Certainly playing older than his age. Speaking of older than our age, we probably sound a lot older than we are, too. I don't know.
Oh, I'm 96, so don't worry about me. Bell from the shotgun. Now he's going to tuck it. Now he's rolling around. He's chased by 2 Hawklets, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds.
Smart.
Another smart play. Not trying to do too much. He's got 11 seconds on the game clock. It'll be 3rd and 2. And most importantly, you've got time for probably one more play. I think this one might be the old everybody run a post route and run real far, and I'll just throw it up, see what happens. 10-7.
But how good do you have to feel if you're Park Hill right now, coming into Rockhurst, potentially going into halftime with a 3-point lead, maybe more?
Yeah, I think this is everything you could have asked for if you're a Trojan fan. Delay a game, that's not going to be a big deal.
Four defensive backs in for Rockhurst.
Yeah, this is going to be this is the time you pull out the prevent defense right here. Now the showers have gotten a little bit heavier. I don't mind the showers. What you don't want in high school sports is lightning. You don't want lightning. That'll stop everything. This is a pretty good gully washer coming down right now. Still just 11 seconds. The student section's all about it. They're all about the rain right now.
Shirts are off over there.
Yeah, that's a run up the middle, and I'm not sure what was going on right there. They've stopped the clock with 5 seconds. And Rockhurst called a timeout.
Perhaps looking at an opportunity for a turnover? With only 5
I don't get
left.
that. I'm not sure why Rockhurst would have stopped the clock right there. It's going to take you 5 seconds to punt the ball anyway. And everybody's going to need to dry off now when they head into the locker rooms. And the ball might be a little bit slick now with this rain. Student section is all about the rain shower right now. Shirts are off and rally towels are flying.
That's it. I'm taking mine off too.
Let's do it.
And a
blocked.
Scoop and score.
And 1 second remaining on the clock. There you go. That's why you call the timeout.
Typically, in those situations, you might even see the punter kind of run around for a couple of seconds, or at least to the sideline. But
now you've got a chance.
You're saying there's a chance.
Chip in a chair, baby. A chip in a chair is all you need. You're going to be at the 28-yard line. And Rockhurst now has a chance to do their own Hail Mary.
Now, it looks like we have a field goal opportunity being set up here, and that's going to be Kyle Bush.
Kyle Bush. This is going to be a 45-yard field goal, which is a very far field goal.
On a wet field.
On a kind of a dampish field. Kick is up, and it's off to the right. He pushed it off to the right and just a little bit short. So there's your halftime score, 10-7 Park Hill. They lead Rockhurst on their own field in week number 2. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with halftime stats. We'll be back with some scores from around the Missouri and Kansas state lines here on 810varsity.com. You're watching high school sports. 10-7 Park Hill over Rockhurst, 810varsity.com.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area high school athletics.
No matter what your goals are, competing at the next level, participating in a local 5K, or leading your team to state, the Sports Medicine Center at Children's Mercy is here to provide comprehensive 360-degree care for student athletes. Performance training, injury prevention, rehab services, nutrition, mental wellness, surgery, and more. It's not just about the next goal or the one after that. It's about supporting a lifetime of sport and helping every student athlete play healthy.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Welcome back to A10Varsity.com. This is Chris Kamler here at halftime. Park Hill is leading Rockhurst 10-7. We are at halftime, and we are also in a weather delay. We were just told by the activities director here at Rockhurst that the lightning has finally moved out of the area. They have to have lightning outside of a 6 or 7 mile zone, and that has happened. So now they start a 30-minute delay clock. So the earliest we would start is about 5 after 9. So just for your information, it's about 20 to 9 right now, so it'll be about 25 minutes. And we estimate that we should get started. They will probably just call that halftime, and we will get started here at about 10 after the hour. So we're at 20 minutes to the hour right now. We should get started here 9:05, 9:10. So those of you watching here on A10Varsity.com, come back and check us out. We'll be getting started just after the top of the hour from our weather delay. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for sticking with us through the weather delay. I think we're going to have a great second half for you. Park Hill leads Rockhurst 10-7 at halftime. Welcome back into A10Varsity.com. Chris Kamler here, Sean Brewer, Dave Smith. We are about ready to at least about ready to have the fans come back into the stadium, and then we expect about a 3-minute warm-up period, so we should get started here in the next 10 minutes or so. So we should be started here probably in the next 5 minutes or so, hopefully with the third quarter. So let's go ahead and recap the first quarter. And really, all of the scoring happened in about the first 6 minutes of the ball game. Park Hill took about 1 minute and 52 seconds to march down the length of the field in their opening drive, capped off by a 49-yard touchdown pass from Bell to Powell. Rockhurst then took their ensuing drive, and they were able to march down about 85 yards in 9 plays, and they were able to push it in through a 5-yard Isaac Cook run. On the ensuing drive after that, Park Hill scored on a 31-yard field goal by Robertson. Since then, both teams have had opportunities, but both teams' defenses has held the game scoreless. So that's where we're at, 10-7, all of the scoring in the first 3 drives of the game, and then stalemate so far. Now with this long rain delay, we've been down for about, 45 minutes, I guess. Sean, does that sound about right?
Yeah,
45
that's
minutes
about
or
right.
An hour or so.
Yeah.
And it was coming down in buckets there for a while. The student section having an absolute blast. And they are just about ready to come back in. The shirts were off. Everything was going nuts. So these students are just about ready to start streaming back into the stadium. And we're about ready to get underway here in just a few minutes. Let's pay a couple of bills. We'll play a couple of ads. We'll be right back here with third quarter football. 10-7 Park Hill over Rockhurst. This should be a great second half here on A10Varsity.com.
No matter what your goals are, competing at the next level, participating in a local 5K, or leading your team to state, The Sports Medicine Center at Children's Mercy is here to provide comprehensive 360-degree care for student-athletes. Performance training, injury prevention, rehab services, nutrition, mental wellness, surgery, and more. It's not just about the next goal or the one after that. It's about supporting a lifetime of sport and helping every student-athlete play healthy.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Welcome back to Severino Field here on the campus of Rockhurst High School for the third quarter, the much anticipated third quarter, thanks to Mother Nature. Rockhurst trailing on their home opener 10-7 in what can only be categorized as a little bit of an upset in the making from Park Hill. These two teams certainly no stranger to each other over the last 5 years or so, but these are new division opponents, and right now Park Hill has given Rockhurst absolutely everything they could hope for. And as the Rockhurst fans and the Park Hill fans, and you know what, Sean, credit to these fans, I'm not sure anybody left. I mean, this was a pretty significant rain delay, 45 minutes or so. Both student sections are back out full, and we're going to get started here in just about a minute or two. But this has been a spirited rain delay. The kids were underneath the bleachers making some noise. They were having a good time.
Well, Chris, I tried to get down there to get some popcorn, some Skittles, and maybe some nachos and a burger.
You failed at that, by the way.
Failed miserably.
Yeah.
The student section, immediately beneath our feet right here. We're in full force. We heard them chanting and yelling, and they were having a great time, as you said, and that's great to see. It's great to see so many people back in the stands for high school football right here in Middle America, good salt-of-the-earth people, and we're just really grateful for the opportunity to be here at Rockhurst High School.
So let's reset things for you. Obviously, 10-7 is your score. That's the most important statistic. But these two teams are mostly statistically equal. Park Hill has had 30 plays. Rockhurst has had 29 plays, 132 yards of offense for Park Hill, 108 for Rockhurst. Time of possession is only 2 minutes apart. Both teams have rushed for 17 attempts, although Rockhurst has had a better rushing game. They've got 73 yards on the ground. Park Hill has had a better day in the air. They're 9 of 13 for 94 yards. So a little bit, the needle points towards Park Hill in the air. The needle points towards Rockhurst on the ground. But really credit the defenses who have held this game scoreless through the last quarter and a half.
We talked a little bit about the defensive matchups and the alignment that the coaches were going with towards the middle part of the first quarter, and at least, for Rockhurst, the switch from a 4 to a 3 to back to a 4-man front, and Park Hill has done a great job of bringing up an extra linebacker to try to close off all those little runs by Isaac Cook right up the middle. So with this much time, Chris, between snaps here at Severino Stadium, I imagine both of these, championship-winning coaches made quite a few adjustments to put their team in a position to win.
Both Coach Sims and Coach Donahoe, no stranger to deep runs in the postseason, and Rockhurst won the toss and they deferred to the second half, so now they get their opportunity after the rain delay. We are just about ready to get started after the Robertson kickoff. 3 men ready to receive. Kick is up. It'll be taken at the 15. That looks to be Cook. Cook is upended. at the 30-yard line after a return of about 20 yards.
And that was a pretty hard tackle there, and it looked
Very
like he
hard
kind
tackle.
of led by the crown of his
Looks like
helmet.
we've got a player down. So we were talking during the break while they tend to the injured player. As announcers, we have to ask, who does this unforeseen event happen? Who does it help? So who does this long delay help? And I think all three of us came up with the same answer: is that this has got to help the home team, right?
Well,
the longer delay.
That's true, Chris. I was the one that did come up with the correct answer, and you two followed suit, but I appreciate that. but in all seriousness, yeah, you've got, these players for Rockhurst, they're familiar with this, with the field and their own locker room, and there's got to be a certain level of comfort here, as opposed to Park Hill. Even though they didn't have an extremely long drive, they still have to travel across town, and maybe they don't have as many of their fans and family here. But, I think it definitely gives the edge to the home team.
Will Bushman slow to get up on the punt return or the kick return. He'll be taken off the field. He is one of their starting safeties, so we'll have to keep an eye on their secondary. It looks like he'll be replaced by Lucas Mann in the backfield. So you've got Mann and John both playing safety now, and you'll get another opportunity to look at that Rockhurst offense of Luke Bailey, Leggio, and Flood. And they're going to start with that power I formation that they've been very successful with so far tonight. Power I, the toss over to Cook. Cook through the middle, he gashes the middle. One man to beat, and he was taken down by John, the free safety, Corby John. And if John didn't drag him down, that was 7 on the board. So a nice toss to Cook. Cook goes for about 20, and they're going to be just shy of midfield. And already Rockhurst is in business after that long layoff.
Corby John with a very athletic play to bring down Cook. Corby John is leading right now, both teams with 5 tackles and 4 solos so far.
Power I again, another toss to Cook. Cook now brought down in the backfield. He'll lose about 3 yards. And it's maybe too much of a good thing they were trying at that point in time, because there was multiple Trojans in the backfield on that one.
Fool me once. Looks like if it worked the first time, try
they
it
haven't
again.
run that power I more than once at a time, I think, except for maybe a goal line situation. So we'll see if now they start to mix a few more bags of tricks into their repertoire. Bailey is 4 of 10 in the air for 29 yards. And it's going to be a toss left side, end around. Can't get there. He's brought down by Watcher. And that's another loss for about 3 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and about 18 after the 2 plays for loss. And, boy, you take the wind right out of the sails after that 20-yard play to start the half.
Went to the Isaac Cook well one too many times there, but that might have been a breakdown on the left side of the line, because Isaac Cook out there was just all alone. He had no blockers in front of him to give him some help.
Cook, their leading ball carrier, 10 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown. And now he's going to tuck it and throw it right out of bounds. Bailey threw it to his left, and he was out of the pocket, so I guess that's okay. But that's going to send the punt team onto the field. Bailey also their punter, but he will line up in a punt formation. Back to receive is going to be Hall. Sammy Hall, he'll stand at about the 20-yard line, and Park Hill will have their first opportunity after the long rain delay to get their hands on the ball.
Sammy Hall's had a couple of...
It's over his head. It's going to be down inside the 10. He'll get the ball away, but it is certainly not going to come down at the 20. And it is going to be down probably about a net 30-yard advantage on that fumble, or on that high snap, rather.
And credit the quarterback for turning the field over. That was a 30-yard save right there.
Yeah, it really was. Almost a 40-yard save, because he was down inside the 10, and they'll get the ball at their own 48-yard line. So Still a short field. Park Hill has had a short field most of the day, but since their first 2 drives, they haven't been able to do much with it. Park Hill coaching staff just to our right wanted a little bit more done on that special teams play, but I think they'll take it at the 48. Kedrick Bell. 9 of 13 for 94 yards and a touchdown in the first half. He's got a man over to the near side, down at about the 38-yard line. They'll flip over the field. That's P.J. Caldwell. We've called his number quite a bit today. He has kind of been just the X factor. He's been everywhere. He's been on tosses. He's been on slant routes. He's caught a couple of nice passes. So Caldwell being used well.
3 for 25, Chris, but he was also targeted 2 other times.
From the shotgun, 2-step drop off to the left side. There's Caldwell again across the middle. And that's a big-time pass. You're going to hear some footsteps on that one. That's going to take it down to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Park Hill. They are on the move. This is exactly how they started the first half, marching down the field. 9:01 left to play in the third quarter. Park Hill, heavy underdogs coming in to Rockhurst home opener. They lead by 3.
4-man front for Rockhurst, trying to get some pressure there.
Empty backfield, 2-step drop. Now to the far side, heavy coverage. Looks like a completed pass for a short gain, 2-yard gain.
Is that Colton Wimhoff out there, or was that Michael
Sammy
Brooks?
Hall, maybe.
Sammy Hall?
Yep, Sammy Hall on it. He's been kind of switching in and out at wide receiver. First time we've called his number on offense.
Now back to a 3-man front for Rockhurst.
Empty backfield, 3 wide receivers to the right side, 2 to the left side. 2nd and 9. Now rolling to his right. He's going to throw it at the feet, intended for McClure, but that was a coverage sack right there. That was, or at least coverage pressure. And we'll do it again, 3rd and 9. This is about the way that these drives have gone, Sean. It's a couple of good plays, and then all of a sudden these defenses stiffen up on 3rd and 4th down.
Well, and I think what you saw right there by the junior signal caller was another real heads-up play. And so we see a nice completion to the left side. But he, for the first time tonight, I think he led with that pump fake to kind of seal off the safety, and I think that might be something they're going to try to look forward to do the rest of this ball game here.
They needed 8, they got 9. Completion to Powell and moves the chains. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25. 8 minutes on the game clock for the third quarter. Empty backfield again. And a pass looking deep. Now he's going to tuck it and roll out to his right side. Still looking for somebody. He's got a man near side. It's going to be down at about the 18-yard line. No, they're going to call it incomplete. Oh, I apologize. They call it complete. It's down at the 18-yard line, a gain of about 7.
You do that with me at the buffet line. You think I'm done, you say complete, but I keep going.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely. It's usually because you're in my way.
Max Fillion, that was his 3rd catch on the night.
Now they'll bring Noel into the backfield. 3 wide receivers line up to the left side, 1 to the right. The man at the bottom of your feet screen is McClure. Bell and Noel in the backfield. 3 on the play clock. Bell tucking it, and he's going to get swallowed up. A loss of 3 on the sack.
Michael Brooks.
Michael Brooks was all over Bell. And that'll make it 4th down.
We know that you have
3rd down and 7, yep.
One more down to get those 5 yards. Park Hill had another, and it looks like they might have the same here. The defense is really playing soft. A couple of them almost 10 yards off the ball for maybe a little quick hitch or little slant.
That's what they're looking to do. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He's going to
he
throw
is.
it right across the middle. It's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Park Hill. Powell for the second time tonight. A 15-yard touchdown pass, a 25-yard touchdown pass, rather.
Credit to Kendrick Bell and his vision. He kept that play alive with his legs, but he knew exactly where he was going to go the entire play, and Jake Powell brings home his second score, but that is just pure execution there by the junior quarterback. Hats off to that young man. Take a bow.
Bell and Powell connect for the second time tonight to give Park Hill a 10-point lead. The extra point's good, 17-7. Let's step aside for 30 seconds. You're watching 810varsity.com. 7:03 left to go in the third quarter, 17-7. Park Hill over Rockhurst.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area high school athletics.
.03 left to go in the third quarter, and we got a good one brewing here from State Line, Severino Field, Rockhurst High School. Rockhurst trailing in their home opener 17-7. Both teams coming into week 2 0-1, both looking for their first win on the season. And we talked about it in the opener, Sean, but Rockhurst has this brutal schedule. Park Hill's schedule is no slouch either. Both of these teams have to run the gambit out of 6A. There are no weeks off in 6A, and you want to get a win like this to at least get a foothold.
Fumble.
There's a fumble on the play, and it's going to be picked back up by Rockhurst. They'll take him down at the 27-yard line, 25-yard line, but that could have been catastrophic. The second fumble on special teams of the night, but they pick that one up and get it back, and Rockhurst will have the ball at the 25.
I think that was about the fourth time that we've seen the ball while in the Rockhurst possession hit the turf. And just like last week, for Rockhurst, the turnover bug is certainly bitten very hard here at Severino Field. But certainly don't count out the Hawklets. They have a lot of athleticism, and they have certainly great pedigree in the coaching staff to make the proper adjustments to bring him back in. It's only a 10-point game, and we're still in the third quarter, so a lot of football to be played.
Absolutely. You talk about that coaching staff and Park Hill being in the situation that they were in the offseason, being able to pull in a coach like Andy Sims is fantastic. You've got a one-time state title winner and been to the state title game 3 times on the other side of the state line, and then obviously everything that's been done here on the Rockhurst side, that tradition is bound to continue. So,
when Sims was over there at Blue Valley North, he took that program from the doldrums. So they were, 1-9, 2-9, and within a year he had them to an 8-2 record and did a little damage in the playoffs. And he's certainly setting nicely here.
Donahoe in his 22nd season. There's a run through the middle, still on his feet. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling all the way through.
Chris, I think you're going to have to say that was the thunder and the lightning right there.
Absolutely, and that's not going to come with a 30-minute delay. That was Leggio, who we haven't called his name in like an hour and a half. So they've gotten the ball back in his hands, and when he was running the ball earlier in the game, great things were happening. So Leggio, they're getting him active again, and that was about a 20-yard scamper, and the ball will be placed at the 43-yard line. Counter play now over to O'Boyle, and he's tripped up in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of 2.
What a great play there by Will Bushman, one of the leading tacklers for the Trojans. He sniffed that out from the beginning, and he zeroed in right on the ankles and tripped him up for a loss on the play.
And he was the one that was slow to get up on the opening kickoff of the second half, so it's good that he's back and at full strength and knocking down Hawklets in the backfield.
I believe the official title for a young man like that is gamer.
Gamer, absolutely. 2nd and 12, 5:52 left to go in the third quarter. Leggio again, downhill running across the 50, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle across the 40, down to the 37-yard line. Leggio gets into Park Hill territory, and they move the chains again. 2 huge runs by Leggio get that Rockhurst offense moving.
We're fortunate enough to be just feet away from the Leggio family, and there's a lot of excitement just a few feet away from us down here.
Yeah, they're pretty excited.
As are most of these Rockhurst fans right now, seeing a little life back into this Hawklet team.
Fake to Leggio, hand off to Cook.
How did he
Cook
get out of
breaks
that?
a tackle and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Credit Cook for that, but had a lot of traffic to get through, and it's going to be 2nd and 11, they'll call it. Let's talk a little bit about the environment here at Rockhurst. I mean, this is great. You got the student section. They were asked to leave. I'm not going to, say anything that's going to get me into trouble, but I'll tell you what, they are very excited, and they had a very entertaining rain delay underneath the stands. So, handoff. No, they're going to counter, fake it to Leggio, and they're going to turn to the left side. Bailey's got room to run across the 15. Cuts inside 10, 5, touchdown! Luke Bailey, a 38-yard touchdown run.
And how about that block right there by Gavin O'Boyle, 6 foot 175 senior. If not for his crucial block, Bailey would not have found pay dirt. What a great all-around play call right there by Coach Donahue and his staff.
Luke Bailey on the play-action rollout, and he did some nifty running, the 38-yard touchdown, and now Bush on to attempt the extra point. Kick is way up and way good. And we got a 3-point ball game once again, 17-14 with 4:33 left to go in the third quarter. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
5 plays, 74 yards, capped off by a 38-yard touchdown run by Luke Bailey, the senior quarterback. And we have got a 3-point ball game, 17-14. Park Hill leads by the narrowest of margins over Rockhurst on their home opener.
Right now, the Hawklets are over 150 yards rushing on the ground. That drive right there was all about Bailey and Leggio.
Bush with the short kick, going to be fair caught at the 26-yard line, and Park Hill will get their motor running, and they'll take the ball over at the 26 for their second drive of the half.
Chris, after that last drive, Rockhurst now leads the total yardage by 10, 184 to 184. And just like that, how fortunes can change.
162 yards rushing by Rockhurst, 149 yards passing by Park Hill. So they went empty backfield most of that last series. Now they're going to hand off to the left side. Noel is going to tiptoe down the sidelines. He'll get about 7 on the play. That was a nice secondary effort by Noel. He's had a heck of a game. That's his 11th carry. I think he's at about 50 yards total tonight. Those have been very, very hard yards.
Also a couple of receptions by Noel.
3 wide receivers to the right side. Now a hard count, 17 seconds on the play clock. They're going to go over and get some more signs. Bell and Noel in the backfield.
Sure what's going on
Fake
there.
the handoff to Noel. Now they're rolling to the left side. Going to tuck it and run, dive for the first down.
And how fortuitous was that by Colton Wimhoff? I think Mr. Wimhoff kind of got caught in no man's land there. He didn't really have anybody to guard, and everybody had already gone by the play, but he stayed home just like he was coached and was able to come up and make a nice play.
Bell dives for the first down. Stick couldn't get there. It's going to be 3rd and short. Going to bring the tight ends closer. 4-man front from Rockhurst. Noel off to the right side. Bell from the shotgun. Going to take it across the middle. He's got Powell again. That's good for a first down up near the 45. I'll call it down at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Park Hill, they're starting to move the chains again.
Jake Powell now over 100 yards receiving on the evening.
Hurry up offense. Going to try to put it in the air. They're going to have to do it. A little dump off. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Rockhurst.
That is Micah Oder, the 5'10", 170 junior.
Micah with the interception. And a change of possession and a huge miscue. Probably only the second one that Park Hill's made tonight. But this one is huge. This one puts Rockhurst staring down the barrel with an opportunity to take the lead here with 3:21 left to go in the third quarter. What a huge INT by Oder Micah, the defensive back, the sophomore. Biggest play a sophomore could make tonight.
Chris, if we were able to somehow have a large momentum pointing wheel.
Absolutely. Ever since halftime.
And how about this young man right here?
Leggio still on his feet, driving the pile. Drove it about 4 extra yards and got 9 when he should have gotten 4. What a drive by Leggio.
And this Rockhurst offense is clicking on all cylinders right now. There's a lot of excitement on the sideline, and I think they kind of sense that things are starting to go their way.
So, Rockhurst alum Brad Porter, everybody knows, TV's Brad Porter. He was telling me to look out for this Leggio kid. I'm like, Brad, he only had 22 yards last week. Well, this kid woke up in the second half so far.
Same play,
Keeper
right?
again, crossed the 20-yard line, and another keeper by Bailey. And Rockhurst running the same playbook they did in the last drive. They are inside the 20 now, red zone for Rockhurst.
Great call right there by Coach Donahue and his staff, but credit Luke Bailey for his athleticism and able to kind of make a little bit of something out of nothing there. But, hey, we cannot neglect to mention the blocking by Gavin O'Boyle. Once again, laying the wood to his defender, freeing up another 5 yards for his quarterback.
Bailey, Leggio, and Cook in the power eye. This one will go to Cook. Cook right up the middle. A gain of 6. That power eye, I'd love to see the stats from when they run that power eye, because I think they've run it maybe 10 times. I would say 8 times they've gone for 5 or 6 yards or more.
That's good old Big 12 era football right there, Big 8.
That's some 3 yards in a cloud of dust type nonsense from Oklahoma. I don't know what conference they're in anymore. So,
haven't heard
what do they
latest.
call that, old man football?
Yeah, I guess
That's some power eye old man football. Bailey, Leggio, and Cook in the power eye again. Single man to the left, single man to the right. This one will go to Cook. Cook will get tripped up in the backfield. Every time they've gone to it twice, though, it hasn't worked quite as well. And we've got a stoppage on the clock.
The quarterback keeper that they've had so much success with is working, because I think what you're seeing is more of a soft front by Park Hill. And once the play is starting to develop, I think some of those defenders are coming in and they're reaching the backfield, but that gives the quarterback, with his athleticism, just enough time to get around the edge and make a nice run.
90 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Out there, Cook again with single coverage.
Cook now in the backfield. Hard count. Couldn't get almost got Park Hill to jump. 11 seconds on the play clock. Low snap. Almost.
Look who's right there at the goal line. Gavin O'Boyle.
Absolutely. They had O'Boyle at the goal line. They went for, it's like Scanlon maybe, or Crisper.
See
and
what
that'll
they
bring up
decide
4th
to
and
do.
5 all of a sudden.
Well, it looks like they're bringing in the kicker.
They're going to try an extra PAT, or I'm sorry, a field goal. This will be a
little closer.
32-yard, 31-yard. He made a 38-yard, 31-yard earlier. No, he missed a 42-yard. Kick is up, and it's going to be off to the right. We'll see if it hooks in, and it does not. So 2 missed field goals, and the Park Hill fans are ecstatic. Pushed both of those to the right, and those are long high school field goals. That's nothing
kind
to sneeze at there.
Certainly on a damn field, but talking about that, if we had the needle on that gauge again, just as
right
quickly as it was,
Hill.
yeah, absolutely.
1:07 left to go in the third quarter. Wake the kids, phone the neighbors. This fourth quarter, folks, may be one for the ages. 17-14 your score. Rockhurst trailing by 3 on their home field, on their home opener. Here comes the Park Hill offense. Bell and Noel. Noel, 11 carries for 50 yards. Here is number 11, or here is number 12. And he'll jump out to the outside, breaks a tackle, but he'll get a loss of about 2. So his 12th carry will lose him a couple of yards there, and it'll be second and probably about 12.
One of the defensive linemen, it might be Vince White, kind of got shaken up there.
Injury on the...
Or was that 55? Kind of hard to tell. Apologies
to
George Donnelly, one of the inside linebackers. And all over the field tonight. Might have been kind of a midsection issue right there.
There's a rare sight, a Park Hill huddle. We haven't seen a lot of those tonight. They break the huddle. 38 seconds to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 12.
We haven't seen Park Hill really try to stretch the field.
Not since really the opening drive. That 49-yard touchdown to the corner.
Nice get off the ball there by the front 4 by Rockhurst.
Bell was absolutely met by Carter Graham. Carter Graham meet Kedrick Bell. And Bell is down at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 11.
And I believe it was number 10, Perry Thorpe. He's got that snap count down. I think he was almost beyond the line of scrimmage when that ball was being snapped and gave him a whole extra step to get into the backfield.
That is the end of the third quarter. Let's step away for a minute. You're watching 810varsity.com. Rockhurst trails Park Hill 17-14 here on 810varsity.com.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area high school athletics.
Severino Field here at the corner of State Line and Bannister Road. 89th Street, Ward Parkway. God's Country down here. This is a beautiful campus. It's a lot of fun down here. 17-14, what an atmosphere. There's about 80% of the student section that's shirtless right now, so...
But we are not.
They are shirtless and rain-soaked, but they're having a blast, and they're going to have something to tell stories to their kids for a long time. We start the fourth quarter, 12 minutes to find a winner. Rolling to the left side, now nowhere. He throws it across the middle. He's got a man, and it's plucked out of his hands. Incomplete, rather.
Now, we've spoken a lot about the maturity of Kendrick Bell. I'm pretty sure when they go back to watch film tomorrow or the next day, they're going to point out that play and maybe talk to that junior quarterback and talk a little bit more about ball security.
Ball was up in the air for quite a bit, and Bryce Middleton was able to break that play up, and now they're going to send the punt team out back to receive.
But then again, Chris, you look at where I think that's Isaac Cook at around the 49. That's roughly around where that play would have ended, even on an interception.
Correct.
And as the play clock hits 0,
they're going to back it up 5 more yards and call it delay of game. So
158 passing yards for Park Hill, to 32 for Rockhurst, Chris. And as you said earlier, 189 rushing yards to 43. Rockhurst with the advantage over Park Hill on the ground.
both teams able to get around some miscues, but Rockhurst has scored early in this second half, and they've made it a 3-point ball game. Kick is up, and it's a good kick. Be fair caught at on the Park Hill side of the field at the 47-yard line. That's where Rockhurst will go to work. Both teams have scored in the second half. 38-yard touchdown run by Rockhurst's Luke Bailey. And then a 20-yard touchdown pass from Bell to Powell on Park Hill's side. So this game started the same way that the second half started, both with both teams scoring touchdowns, and then it settled into kind of a defensive battle. So we'll see what the defenses can do. I think the first defense to blink here is going to go home a loser.
Well, we've got Leggio there, top of the eye, and off to him.
It is to Leggio. He falls forward for about 4 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 6.
You're right, Chris. Maybe we're old-fashioned here, but just being able to see a young man like that grab the ball and run for 3 or 4 yards, and hard-earned yards, might I add. Kind of refreshing to see.
Injury on the field. That was Leggio's 5th carry. We'll round it up to be about 60 yards. He's averaging over 10 yards per carry. So a nice night on only 4 balls for Joe Leggio on the ground. And he's also caught a ball for 3 yards in the air. But we called his name a bunch the very first series. And then I don't know if he was injured or just was out of the play call. They lined him up in a couple of weird spots there, I think, in the middle of the first quarter, and then they found his number in the playbook for the second half, and he has been one to watch for Rockhurst fans for sure.
Good to see Louis Camacho walk off the field under his own power. Louis Camacho had a couple of series ago, right after halftime, where he laid on the turf for a little while, so I think he probably has one of those nagging hamstring injuries, the way it looks.
I've had one for about 25 years.
Amen, brother.
Just toss to Leggio. He'll fall forward for about 2 yards. We'll give him a really short spot, so maybe about a half a yard on the carry.
Chris, our cable maker, David Smith here, points something out too. A lot of this nickel and dime in here, I think they're setting him up for a big play here. Third and 5.
Very possible.
Might not be the ideal time, but we'll see what Coach Donahue dials up here. There's that power eye.
Power eye again. 5 men on the line for Park Hill. They expect a run, and they get a run, but right through the middle goes Isaac Cook, and that's good for a first down and then some. Ball will be down at about the 33-yard line. Move the chains. Rockhurst is on the move again.
Ben Drowen, and I apologize if I'm not pronouncing your name right, Mr. Drowen, but what a great block, and he really kind of paved the way by Cook to get an extra 5 or 6 yards there, but he just laid out his defender.
Drowlin, the senior, 6'2", 265 pounds. He'll lead block again, and he's got it. Another first down for Cook.
The yards are coming easy for the Hawklets right now.
Even with the long halftime layoff due to weather, these have been defenses that have been working very, very hard all night. Time of possession is almost identical. About 18 minutes for each team right now.
And folks, what you don't see at home is how our mathematician here, Chris Kamler, is able to do all these calculations on the fly.
Fingers and toes, buddy. It's that new math. Hand off to the inside fullback. That's going to go to Leggio, and Leggio is just going to pound and ground for 8 yards, and he's inside the 15.
Young man, I don't know where he gets those tree trunks for legs, but they just keep churning along.
That was like watching the start of the Flintstones, man, when he tries to get in the car. He was just grounding it.
That was almost Earl Campbell-esque.
Okay, yours was better.
All right.
Fine. 2nd and 2 from the 14. Leggio alone in the backfield now. Bailey under center. Counter looked like it might have been a little oopsie-daisy razzle-dazzle there. It looked like they were trying to hand off to Leggio, and Leggio was going to toss back, but I don't think Leggio actually got the ball. Is that what you saw, too?
That's exactly what I saw. I think that...
and then the whole thing just kind of blew up.
Jim Humphrey, coming off from his linebacker spot, sniffed that one out. He never gave up on the play and pulled down the quarterback for a loss. Injured Hawklet on the field right now. Chris, you mentioned earlier the great facilities here, but certainly want to recognize all the great folks that have made our stay here this evening an enjoyable one. And the facilities here, top-notch.
Oh, the new press box is fantastic. You don't think that you're going to die when you walk in, which is new from the old press box. So that's something.
And we're not sitting in the stands on a coffee table.
In the stands.
On an umbrella and a coffee table.
No, this facility, I mean, they continue to upgrade it. The playing surface is great. The press box is great. And we will continue throughout the season as Rockhurst and A10 Varsity have partnered this year to bring you all of the home games for Rockhurst on A10 Varsity. We are excited to announce that partnership this season. So, Rockhurst fans, set your bookmark or your computer dial or whatever it is that you guys do on that World Wide Web, because A10Varsity.com will be your home for Rockhurst football this season.
I believe it's called the interwebs.
The interwebs, the worldwide interwebs. 3rd and 8 after the broken play by Rockhurst. And Leggio and Cook and Bailey will head out, and they'll line up in that familiar power I. It's going to be a tight formation. Only man wide out is O'Boyle. He's at the bottom of your screen. It's going to be a handoff to Cook. Cook takes on a defender. He's dropped the ball. Ball is out. They're going to say he was down.
Yeah.
And Cook is down after a gain of about 5. It'll be 4th and 3.
Big
4th
call
and a
right
short
here.
3. It's going to be a huge call. Do you try to tie it, or do you try to get the first down? You've got 3 yards. That power I has been so successful tonight.
I think you have to go for it. You know, you're only down by 3. Your defense is coming to play here in the second half.
Absolutely. Offense is staying on the field. 8:10 to go.
And this is your home field, but they have 1 second to get off the play.
Yeah, that took a little too long. So that's going to be their first time out. Rockhurst will call it. We'll take it with them. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. 17-14. Big play coming up. 4th down on A10Varsity.com.
No matter what your goals are, competing at the next level, participating in a local 5K, or leading your team to state. The Sports Medicine Center at Children's Mercy is here to provide comprehensive 360-degree care for student athletes. Performance training, injury prevention, rehab services, nutrition, mental wellness, surgery, and more. It's not just about the next goal or the one after that.
Back inside, 4th down, 4th and 3.5. Big play here for Rockhurst as they keep their offense on the field. Luke Bailey from the shotgun. He's going to tuck it and run, and he'll get close to the first down. He'll be short. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
And guess
he
who?
He was about a yard short. Sorry, Sean.
That was Corby John.
Corby John with the stick.
And Corby John, that would have been his, let's see, that's his 8th tackle, his 6th solo so far on the evening. Couldn't have come at a better time for the Trojans. You're right, Chris. Just as we say that Isaac Cook was going to get that first down, boy, Corby had other ideas and pulled him back in. Just when he thought he was out, they pulled him back in. Hand it back over to the Godfather here, Chris Kamler.
2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Now Park Hill's offense back on the field. Kedrick Bell is going to hand off to Noel. Noel going to be stood up at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. He will get maybe a half a yard. Brought down at the 15, call it the 14. So we'll do it all over again, 2nd and 10. Noel, that was his 13th carry. He's at about 50 yards on the night. He's been hovering around that 50-yard mark for a little bit. He'll get the ball again, roll to the right side, try to turn the corner, and he'll be dropped for a loss of 2.
Coming up there, number 15, that was Ethan Hansen. 6'1", 175 sophomore.
Park Hill going the wrong direction now. They're going to have to put the ball in the air, 3rd and 12. And they have had the advantage in the air tonight. They're 16 of 23 for 158 yards. 2 touchdowns and 1 interception for this evening.
Trips to the far side. See if they're going to go after a Boyle here. Flag.
Flag on the play. False start, which isn't going to do a whole ton. Well, it's going to back them up 5 yards.
James Jakubowski.
It's going to make 3rd and long, 3rd and longer.
Jakubowski looks like maybe he kind of rolled over his ankle a little bit. The young man's all right, getting a little attention down there. Giving a little attention to some area scores so far here, Chris. Ray Peck, 14, Blue Springs, 0. That has not yet gone final, but close to.
Ray Peck likely to remain the number 1 team in the city, the 810 varsity top 10. That was Rockhurst 8 coming into this week. Park Hill was unranked. They have got to be ranked next week. This has been a fantastic game by Park Hill.
You know, one of the most deceiving final scores that I've ever seen. If you contrast last week's Park Hill game to what their stat line looked like, if you didn't know the score, you would have thought that Park Hill won handily, at least by a score or 2. But not so much, and that's just the tale of the turnovers and how quickly a team's fortunes can change.
Well, and Lee Summit West is, let's face it, Lee Summit West at the end of the day. You know, I mean, it's just rough. So nice round of applause from the crowd here on both sides. And we'll get back to action here, a 3rd and a mile for Park Hill coming up. What was that North Kansas City score?
The North Kansas City.
They were all over St. Joe Central, I think.
I can tell you that the score has now just gone final. You're going to be surprised with this one. North Kansas City 38, St. Joe Central 0.
Ah, you hate to see it. I mean, you love to see it. Go Hornets. My home away from home. 3rd and 17 from the 7 for Park Hill. They're going to have to pull a rabbit out of their hat, and they're certainly capable of doing so. Bell from the shotgun. Going to fake it, roll to his right. He's in the end zone. Now he's out of the end zone. Going to have to put it in the air. Puts it along the sidelines, and it's going to be incomplete. Incomplete. almost picked off, in fact, on the sidelines. That would have been kind of a nice little...
Chris, we're a mile away from the play up here, but at the same time, I thought we were going to see some yellow hit the turf for maybe a little push out there.
Little contact in the backfield.
Yeah, unofficially, of course.
And I think Coach Sims may have been giving that voicemail right there as well. But we are going to see a punt now from Bell. And who else but Isaac Cook stands at about the 40-yard line for Rockhurst. They trail by 3, 17-14. Park Hill holding on for dear life. They have played a masterful game so far. Nice end-over-end kick. Cook touches it and drops it. He's at the 50-45, and they're going to call it down.
A very fortuitous bounce by Mr. Cook.
One of those new contact rules. They're going to call it down at midfield. And that was very, very fortuitous.
Just over 6.5 to play here. If you didn't know what the score was and you were just watching the game from halftime on, you would have thought maybe Rockhurst has maybe a, 7 or 10 point advantage. But let's not forget here, folks, that Park Hill is still up by 3.
Well, and credit Park Hill's defense. They have it's a bend don't break type thing. They have been able to get gashed up the middle off that power eye, but when it comes down to third down, when they get deep in their own territory, it has been a problem. There is a flag now that came out late.
Coming over to speak with Coach Donahue here on the Rockhurst sideline.
Doesn't look like it's going to go Coach Donahue's way.
Did they reset the 25-second clock?
The Sherpa, our Sherpa here, is telling us that it's a delay of game.
And it looks like Rockhurst is backing up a little bit.
Instead of midfield, they may start it around the 45 or the 40.
So it looked like maybe you were going to start it around the 30 or 35-yard line of Park Hill.
Now you're back about another 20 yards.
Field has been flipped yet again.
No, but back to Park Hill, obviously with the turmoil they had in the offseason, you really came in with a lot of question marks, and they have answered just about every one of them tonight. Not a great show in week 1, but week 2, man, taking Rockhurst down to the wire, leading by 3 late, 6:24 left to go.
Looks like helmet popped off there.
A lot of fans on Berry Road are hoping for a great final 6 minutes of this one.
Hoping for a nice, strong stand here. A lot of folks from Berry Road over here on the far side.
That student section's been full all night. Nobody has left.
Even after the 45-minute lightning delay. Trojans looking for a little more lightning out of this defense here to stop the Hawklets.
Bailey, and it looks like Cook or Leggio in the backfield. It's Cook. They fake it to Cook. Long pass intended for Cook. There was Cook on the near side. Tried to go deep. Good coverage.
Sammy Hall was
Hall again. 3
inches away from really turning this game,
covered like a blanket.
Blanket indeed. Like
3rd and 5 at midfield. Big third down play. 5:42 left to go in regulation. 17-14. Rockhurst needs a score. Under center, power eye. Leggio and Cook. Going to hand it off to Cook. Cook up the middle. Another 10-yard run. Call it a 14-yard run for Isaac Cook to add. That'll put him over 100 yards on the night. His 18th carry. He's at about 106 for the night, and he's also got a touchdown on the ground. Isaac Cook.
Chris, you hear a lot about the term, yards after contact in college and in the pros, certainly. Isaac Cook had his first contact right around 4 yards into the play, but he was able to eclipse that twice over by the end of the run just by good, tough, hard-nosed running.
Going with the eye again.
Going to fake it to Leggio. Quarterback's going to keep it. Now out to the left side. Can't quite turn the corner, but does make a positive play out of it. Gets a 2-yard gain, does Bailey. That wasn't quite as productive as the other times we've seen him keep the ball, but he's able to get out to the corner, and he'll make it 2nd and 8 from the 35-yard line.
Well, I don't know. They're going to have to check the shoes of Corby John because there's something going on with that young man. The way that he was able to make up ground right there and chase down the quarterback was more than impressive. I don't know how much ground he covered in the amount of time, but he was just like a rocket across the field.
Hand off to Cook. Cook met at the line of scrimmage by the entire Park Hill defense, and that's going to make it 3rd down.
And this Trojan defense is flying around the ball right now, and they're feeling a little momentum shift, I think, too, over on that far sideline.
I think you almost might have called them maybe a little flat at the start of the 4th quarter. That is certainly not the case now. They are getting the student section riled up. They're jumping around. They are feeling it. They've got a big 3rd down stop coming up ahead of them right here. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left side, power I formation. Keeper over to the right side looking to pass. Bailey, near side, near the sticks. He's going to be out just shy of the 1st down marker.
So Boyle again.
Boyle on the, Hall, another good coverage. It's going to be 4th and 2. 4th and 2.
Big call.
3:41 left to go in the ball game. Still plenty of football left, but something's going to happen right here.
Rockhurst down by 3. And 2 timeouts left. You know who I'd go to.
Cook, met at the line of scrimmage by the Park Hill defense. Park Hill stands.
Will Bushman getting it done again.
Park Hill with a huge stop and a turnover on downs.
Will Bushman leading all tacklers with 10 total tackles on the evening. And get this, all 10 have been solo tackles.
Ridiculous. What a game by Bushman. Couldn't happen at a bigger time, and Park Hill now.
Now, Park Hill, Chris, hasn't had a lot of success running the ball.
Exactly right. They're going to try to take the air out of the ball with 3:36 left to go. Hard count.
Sure, Coach Sims told his receivers, if you do get it, keep the ball in bounds. And that's going to be a delay.
Delay a game, so that'll make it even harder. 1st and 15. And that is a carryover from last week. They had an awful lot of delays of game and some penalties, so you want to make sure that, and it's really been a penalty-free game for the most part on Park Hill's side. 1st and 15 now. They'll start at the 23-yard line. Empty backfield now. This is an interesting formation. Up 3 with 3:36.
Rockhurst playing a little bit closer to the line.
And Bell is able to see that, and he takes the yardage they give him, a gain of 6, and it's 2nd and 9.
That's an interesting concept right there. For one of the first times tonight, the defensive backs are playing a little bit more on the ball or closer to the line of scrimmage. Still that 3-man front. Which is
interesting in an empty backfield when you're expecting pass. Do they try to maybe throw over the top?
Keeper.
Bell unable to stay on his feet. Penetration in the backfield by Eccles. Eccles able to penetrate the backfield. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Clock continues to run. Coming up on 2:41 left to play in the ball game. This one ain't over yet. The home crowd starts to stand. Park Hill fans on their feet.
There's going to be someone open there.
Incomplete pass. That wasn't going to go for much anyway. And it's going to bring up fourth down with 2:27 to go. This one's not over by any stretch.
That series right there potentially was a game-saving series by that front four or three for Rockhurst. They're able to, even with just three people, they're able to get enough of a push into the backfield. Of course, this game is just a matter of split seconds, and to not give Kendrick Bell enough time was really the key on that series.
Cook stands at the 40-yard line.
Oh,
Kick is away.
shanked.
It was tipped. It was either tipped or shanked. And I think they're going to get about the 35-yard line out of it anyway. So about the best outcome, especially off of that low kick. And here we go. 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Rockhurst.
And you've got 2 timeouts if you're Rockhurst.
Has to go 65 yards or less to tie.
I don't know,
2:15.
partner. It's 10 o'clock or 10:07 right now. We could certainly see this one going on past 10:30.
The wife said I could stay up a little bit later on Friday night, so I think we're okay.
I'll call my officer and see if I can get a pass.
That's right. All right, 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right side. Man in the backfield is Cook. Correction, that's Cook right there on the flat. That's a completed pass, a gain of about 7. That was Aiden Flood in the backfield lining up at running back.
Lucas Mann for Park Hill is still playing off the ball quite a ways, almost daring Bailey to kind of throw that slant to O'Boyle coming right in front of him. I tell you, O'Boyle's kind of a fast runner. You'd think that if he had a chance to get that ball, he'd make a little something out of it. And they got the bunch formation here again.
Cook able to get out of bounds. It's 2:11 on the game clock. Hand off to Leggio. Leggio bowls his way forward across midfield to the 46-yard line. And another first down another first down for Rockhurst with 2:04 left to play.
Clocks are running. They're trying to save those timeouts.
They have 2 timeouts remaining, down by 3, under 2 minutes to play. They do need to get a play off. Power I formation, handoff or pitch.
Little razzle
reverse,
dazzle.
double reverse.
Wide
Got a man
open.
deep, and he's wide open. Pass complete to Gavin O'Boyle off the double reverse.
Bailey had his pick of 2 receivers. Down there on the far side, too, is number 82, Miles Carson, just waiting to receive the ball. Decided to take the near side. And I tell you, that catch was not an easy one to make.
It wasn't. It was a fluttery pass, and O'Boyle came back for it off the double reverse. You knew Donahoe would dip into the bag of tricks at some point in time, and there it was. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 22. Pitch to Cook. Cook, stutter step, still stood up, and he's down now inside the 20. Down at the 18-yard line.
Now, if you're Park Hill and just over a minute left, do you think about using a timeout? You have 3 of them here. Or are you just going to rely on your defense to try to make a stop?
1 minute to play. 1 minute remaining. Power I formation. This one's going to go to Cook. Cook is not going to get anywhere, and he will be down at the 20, and they will call a timeout. They'll stop the clock with 54 seconds. As Cook lost about a yard on that play, it'll bring up 3rd and 7? 3rd and 7 at about the 19-yard line. So underneath a minute, they have 1 timeout remaining. 54 seconds on the game clock.
And the student section here on the Rockhurst sideline. Not a single student sitting down.
Rockhurst able to run 42 carries for 253 yards tonight. They need 19 more. I'm still just
3rd and 8.
gobstomped at that double reverse. That was pretty nifty.
We talked about him setting up for a pass play, but that was not exactly the play I thought they were going to be setting him up for.
Now, every time Park Hill has been in this situation, they've been able to hold and stand. They need one more stand right here. They need to stop Rockhurst. Rockhurst arguably already in field goal range.
Looking for Cook in the end zone.
Cook jumped off his hands, a rare miss by Isaac Cook.
Little curl route.
Around the 12-yard line, so that's going to bring up fourth down.
I thought he was going all the way into the end zone.
Here comes Kyle Bush. He's missed 2 field goals already tonight. He's going to line up at the 27-yard line for a 37-yard field goal. This will be his second longest attempt of the night. Kyle Bush
Are they
from
try to
37 yards.
Yep, here comes Sims. Well, Sims tried to get the timeout.
Sims tried to call a timeout.
And he's on the field, and he is not
couldn't.
happy.
The kick is up, and it's good, and we're tied. 46 seconds to go.
And Sims is not happy as he's out on the 10.
Sims is fired up.
Typically, that's when a coach, before the kick is even set down, they would go and say, hey, I'm going to be.
Timeout, yeah.
But there was no one for him to call the timeout to. And he's saying that those referees were not in position. Not saying he's right or wrong, but he certainly has an argument.
37-yard field goal ties it at 17. Under a minute to play.
Well, just like we expected. 17 all, less than a minute to play here. But do not count out these Trojans. The never say die Trojans. And Sims isn't done. He wants to chew on the ear of the head ref here, trying to get some sort of relief.
Yeah, he is really fired up and
looking for a little explanation, perhaps. Points are on the board. But what this is also doing is allowing the coordinators to ideally, but then, again, you say that, but so often you see teams in this situation, Chris, where you have a limited amount of time, the quarterback and the receivers are just kind of standing there on the sideline waiting to go in. Not really sure what plays they're going to be calling, as opposed to having, hey, this is going to be it. We're going to run these 3 plays, get back to the line of scrimmage, and let's roll.
So here comes the Rockhurst kicking team back out onto the field. Kyle Bush, who just hit one from 37 yards, will kick this one off. Bushman and Hall stand at the 10-yard line.
See if he just tries to kind of pop this one up.
I would think so.
A little 20-yarder. There it is. Call
Gonna
fair
be taken
catch?
at
No.
the 25, and they're going to bowl it forward. That's going to be picked up by Powell.
43 seconds, 70 yards. 3 timeouts, though. It's a lot of timeouts to have in your pocket in 43 seconds here to drive 70 yards.
Well, I think Coach Sims probably would have been fine with 2 timeouts at this point in time, but he's got all 3. So, you got a lot of time here. 43 seconds to play.
Hopefully he was able to talk to his official friends out there and maybe a steak dinner. Well, partner, this has been quite an atmosphere, quite a game for us.
This has been a good one. Kedrick Bell and James Noel. Bell rolls to his right. He's going to be looking deep.
Plenty of time.
Going to be looking deep, and he's going to just run it right out of bounds.
Smart.
35 seconds. He'll live to play another day. It'll be 2nd and 9.
If you're his quarterback coach, you would have probably liked to see him throw it away a little bit sooner, but 35 seconds, and again, 3 timeouts.
Good coverage by the Rockhurst defense. You've got Cook out there, Gian Greco at the free safeties. Steinhauser at the corner. Steinhauser and O'Boyle at corner.
Let's see what Sims decides to do since they're only going to rush 3. We saw one of those rub routes earlier in the game come out of this.
Throw it out to the far side at the sticks. First down. Catch complete to Marquise Bell. It's his first ball of the afternoon. which I think officially we can say has stretched into evening. Just across the 10 o'clock hour.
165 passing yards so far in the contest for Park Hill, only 51 rushing.
He was shy of the first down marker. It's 3rd and 1, but 30 seconds to go. Looking deep, now rolling to his right. Gets the first down, and he gets a couple of extra yards. Very smart play by Bell. And he's across the 45. They're going to call him, well, I guess they'll call him down at the 43. But 25 ticks left on the clock.
Fresh set of downs, but that's certainly not your concern right now. It's that big 2-5 on the clock.
Both defenses have played outstanding, save for the opening drives of each half. Now rolling to his right. Man along the sidelines. I don't think that was complete. It was not.
That took off 5 seconds off the clock.
20 seconds to go. 2nd and 10.
Chris, you kind of wonder maybe if Coach Sims is now with 20 seconds, but they've got 3 timeouts. Maybe 1 or 2 shots down the field a little bit here. Try to get into field goal range.
Yeah.
Otherwise, take their chances. They're on the road.
Their kicker, Robertson, has connected on a 31-yard field goal tonight.
A few other area scores here while we have a second. As we said, Ray Peck, 14, Blue Springs 0. Lee Summit West, 28, Blue Springs South 0. Lee Summit North, 20, Lee Summit 0. Liberty North, 44, Liberty 13.
That score is a little surprising, that Liberty North Liberty score. I actually thought that would have been a closer game, but that Liberty North just all over Liberty here. Here comes Park Hill. It's a good point. Now, Donahoe's got a bag of tricks. Let's see if maybe Sims has his own bag of tricks in the last couple of plays of this 4th quarter to try to get the ball down the field.
5 wideouts, empty backfield.
Pass incomplete. 3rd and 10, 15 seconds on the game clock.
Averaging 5 seconds of play here. You have at least 2. Yeah, you just kind of got to wonder it. If you're afraid of an interception, certainly understandable.
I think you got to go over the top here.
Absolutely,
I think you got to go 30-yard, 20-yard, somewhere in there. Just got to send everybody deep.
Look at someone like Jake Powell. So we have a lot of time. Nothing doing.
Out of bounds. Now it's 4th down. That does 2 things. It stops the clock with 9 seconds. Now you've still got to get a 4th down punt off. And, Rockhurst may have 3 seconds left at the end of this. If you throw it deep,
I think you almost have
maybe
to punt.
you end it with 3 seconds or something.
So you punt it to try to turn over the field here.
Yeah, you got to punt it, but you got to maybe run around a little bit before you punt it. They have a different punter in there. They have Powell instead of Bell.
They've got to have the punt block on. They got one early, and there it is.
It's blocked.
There it is.
They're going to touch it and put it down. They're going to take it and run. No time on the clock, though, and we're going to go to overtime. There was a couple of ways that you could have done that, and unfortunately they just ran out of time. But my goodness, that could have been crazy.
That was moments away from being a finish for the ages, my friend.
I think we still have that finish for the ages coming up.
How about that?
Let's step aside. We've got some free football here on the A10 Varsity Network. 17 all, Rockhurst and Park Hill knotted at 17. Let's step aside. We'll be right back here on A10Varsity.com.
No matter what your goals are, competing at the next level, participating in a local 5K, or leading your team to state, The Sports Medicine Center at Children's Mercy is here to provide comprehensive 360-degree care for student-athletes. Performance training, injury prevention, rehab services, nutrition, mental wellness, surgery, and more. It's not just about the next goal or the one after that. It's about supporting a lifetime of sport and helping every student-athlete play healthy.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri and number 12 nationally ranked in the U.S. with $1.5 billion in career sales. They are your real estate resource for buying or selling. They get you moving. Call anytime at 816-304-4434 or visit therobellermanteam.com. That's 816-304-4434 or anytime online. The Rob Ellerman Team, a proud supporter of Lee Summit area high school athletics.
We head to quarter number 5 here at Severino Field at Rockhurst. We're heading to overtime. We're going to have a coin flip at midfield. Both teams tied at 17. Rockhurst pulling some trickeration here late in the fourth quarter to get a field goal to tie it. Park Hill had led the entire game until that point. Rockhurst will Rockhurst will have first possession. And they're going to be on the west side. I'm a little bit surprised that they wouldn't select.
Same. Yeah, I was waiting for unless you saw it. Did you see the official?
Now, maybe that's the choice you get. If you say you want to go first, the other team can say, well, we want to be away from the student section. But
sure.
If I'm reading the signals right, I haven't done an overtime game since in the before times. So,
well, good thing we have going for us. At least I told my fourth wife, I can't read your signals very well, but at least they use their hands to give us the signal, so that's always beneficial.
Sean Brewer's got jokes, everybody.
Rockhurst won the toss. They're going to be on defense first.
Defense. Okay, so Park Hill would have picked the end of the field to play on. So Park Hill will start 1st and 10 from the 25.
Normal rules apply. You still can get a first down and potentially another.
Potentially 2, yeah.
Let's see if now might be the time that they try to go over the middle here. They've been sitting on it most of the game.
Bell and Noel. Noel has 14 carries for
uncovered
46
receiver.
Yards. Noel
he didn't see
cuts the 20, 15, pushed out of bounds. A good carry.
They had an uncovered.
James Noel.
Sorry, Chris. I was just going to say the Park Hill had an uncovered receiver on the far side, but unfortunately for that receiver, the quarterback went the other way.
Hey, fortunately for Park Hill, they got a first down, so another set of downs at the 15-yard line. Thanks to the 10-yard carry by James Noel. He's got 15 carries now for 56 yards on the night. None bigger than that one right there.
Back to a 4-man front for Rockhurst.
Bell in motion. Now 3-man to the right side. Noel in trouble. And he's dropped far behind the line of scrimmage, past the 20-yard line.
Steinhauser.
A loss of 6.
The 6'1", 170 senior. Allie Steinhauser getting it done.
So now you're almost at the edge of your field goal range, 2nd and 16. Tight formation here, everybody bunched in. Noel and Bell.
Your Park Hill, you want to get half of it back here. He's got a receiver open, but a lot of room in the middle.
Bell gonna run it. dive for a first down. It doesn't matter. He got at least 14 or 15, so he's going to be close to a first down. What a run by Kedrick Bell.
They're going to go right back up to the line. Well, let's see which side.
And they've got a Hawklet that's down, so that'll give them a chance to circle everything up and tend to the injured Rockhurst player. But that was a 14-yard run by Kedrick Bell.
Now, if Rockhurst were to score a touchdown here, Park Hill will have an opportunity to do the same. If Rockhurst scores a field goal, if they kick and get the field goal, and then Park Hill scores a touchdown, then Park Hill would win. But a lot of football, a lot of what ifs, ifs and buts here.
Absolutely. That was Kedrick Bell's 16th carry, and it doubled his yardage tonight to 18. Good round of applause for Will Eccles as he's helped off the field. And now it's going to be 3rd and 2. And most importantly, 3rd and 2 at the 12-yard line. Correction, 7-yard line. 3rd and 2 from the 7.
Another bunch formation. See if they put a man in motion.
Bell and Noel in the backfield.
Twin tight ends.
Going to hand it off to Noel up the middle. It's good enough for a first down. Down at the 4-yard line. Call it the 3-yard line. They're going to move the chains. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 3.
Only clock that matters at this point, Chris, of course, the play clock.
Absolutely.
The game clock is off. Quick snap.
Gonna take it inside.
And
Reach for the end zone, and he's in.
Reached over.
A 3-yard carry by Kedrick Bell for a touchdown.
That is Bell's 3rd touchdown on the evening, Chris. Behind 16 of 28 from the field.
2 in the air, 1 on the ground. And now the PAT by Robertson, a huge one here. 23-17. Let's see if they could make it 24. Kick is up. Kick is good. 24-17 off the 3-yard carry by Bell. Participating in his 3rd touchdown of the night. Let's step aside for 30 seconds and catch our breath. We'll be right back on 810varsity.com.
Don't trust the biggest investment of your life to a part-time real estate agent. Trust the #1 team in Lee Summit and the entire state, the Rob Ellerman Team. The Rob Ellerman Team is the #1 real estate team in Missouri.
We're going to come right back because I don't know how long they're going to take between series. So
We have plenty to talk about, certainly.
we certainly do.
And the rushing came alive there.
Well, I was just going to say it's been interesting. It's Park Hill's been able to do everything in the air today, and they did most of that on the ground, mostly in part to Kedrick Bell, who had 2 important carries on that drive. Now it'll be Rockhurst from the 25. Power I formation, and why not? That's worked for you all night. Pitch to Cook. Cook around the edge. Upended inside the 20-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play. Isaac Cook.
Gavin O'Boyle, once again, you know, you always kind of look at the game inside the game, and he's just been doing a great job. You know, he's not the biggest, widest guy in the world. You know, he's at 6 foot 175. Senior's Gavin O'Boyle, but he's blocking like he's about 6'7" and 240.
That was Cook's 23rd carry. He's now over 120 yards, or about 118, with 1 touchdown. Here's Leggio right up the middle, and he's down inside the 5. I was just about to say, and then we're going to call Leggio's number, because that has been just a dynamic duo all night tonight, especially in the second half, and Leggio gashes the inside. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 2, and Rockhurst with a chance to answer.
Who said high school football isn't fun, Chris?
This one's been a good one. Faux show.
Last minute substitutions, 8-7 on the play clock. Certainly if you're Rockhurst, you don't want to be moved back 5 yards.
You do get 1 timeout, Up the middle to Cook. Cook can't do it.
And Chris, how many times have we seen this tonight? On the heels of a good drive by Rockhurst, a big defensive stand by Park Hill kind of puts the brakes on everything.
And a big defensive stand by Will Bushman, who was able to drag that one down, and that's a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4. Still a fortuitous opportunity for Rockhurst inside the 5.
11 tackles now on the evening for Will Bushman for the Trojans.
Park Hill's defense has just been ridiculous tonight, especially in these high-leverage situations. Handoff, Leggio inside, stopped again, short gain, maybe a yard or 2. Call it 1 yard. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 3. And now the stakes get even higher. They'll substitute out Flood.
Going to bring in an extra tight end. That's going to be Tate Scanlon, the 6'1", 190 junior.
Power eye, and why wouldn't you? That's worked all night tonight. Handoff, pitch to Cook. Cook stutter steps, and he's in for a touchdown. A little excuse me juke to the left, and he's in for the 3-yard run. And now there's no bigger PAT than coming up by Kyle Bush. 24-23.
Now, did they... For a second there, I thought maybe they were leaving their offense out on the field. Going for a 2, put an end to this thing.
That'd be bananas.
Wouldn't it, though?
That'd be bananas.
Well,
at some point, I think they make you go for 2. I don't think it's after the first OT.
I think it's after each team scores 2.
Yeah.
We're being told here by David Smith down in the truck that it is 2 before you have to go.
You know, he's been in that truck all night. He was supposed to go out and get us some food, and he did, actually. He brought us a sandwich, and it was delicious. But
with mayonnaise. Thank you, David Smith.
We think that Rockhurst might be drawing up a 2-point play here. They've used their final overtime timeout.
Why else would you take a timeout?
I do not see Kyle Bush in the huddle.
Because you'd be icing your own kicker.
I do not see Bush in the huddle. I think Rockhurst is going to go for 2. They're going to say, listen, we've had an hour-long rain delay. Everybody's here. Everybody's tired. Missouri plays tomorrow. We want to get up early.
And here we are.
And here they come.
Everybody on their feet.
The 2-point conversion heard round the world. Here it comes for Rockhurst. From the power I formation, Bailey, Leggio, Cook.
Look at Leggio right there. Wants to lead through.
Pitch to Cook. Cook around to the right side.
And he's not.
He's down. He's down at the 1. Park Hill wins.
Pulled down from behind.
Park Hill wins.
Corby John and Will Bushman there again to make a play, the biggest play of their careers for Park Hill. And there's a lot of excitement on the far sideline and in the coach's booth to the right, Chris.
My goodness, what a ballsy call. What a ballsy stand by Park Hill's defense to drag down Cook at the 1-inch line, gasping for the pylon, and he couldn't make it.
You almost thought you were going to see a little bit of laundry on the field, be it a horse collar, the way that he was brought down from behind. We didn't see anything come out. But certainly the Trojan faithful didn't give a chance for them to review anything, came out on the field, and the coaches have just shaken hands. Another one for the ages, my friend.
Your final score in overtime, Park Hill 24, Rockhurst 23. Park Hill improves to 1-1 on the season. Rockhurst falls to 0-2 on the year. What a game. What a play to end it. What a night here from Severino Field. Thank you to Dave Smith.
We had it all, partner.
We had it all, man. We had it all. Thank you to Sean Brewer. Thank you to everybody at 810varsity.com. We'll be back next week with more high school football as Park Hill. They're going to head straight to the bus.
Do you blame them?
And I don't blame them. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for joining us as Rockhurst is upset on their home field on opening night, 24-23 by Park Hill. Thanks for tuning in to 810varsity.com. Have a great night.